Chapter 87. 10 minutes later, a pure white tiger appeared at the entrance of the cave. Level 19 Diamond Head Boss. Lu Chen stared at this guy. The battle between the two sides was on the verge of breaking out. The roaring ice tiger's attributes were higher, and its attacks also had frost spiritual energy damage. One attack, including the combo attack talent, could take out about 600 of Lu Chen's HP without a critical hit. However, this kind of damage was not a threat to Lu Chen. When the roaring ice tiger's HP fell below 40%, this guy suddenly roared into the sky. With this roar, with it as the center, an ice ring suddenly burst out with a diameter of 20 meters, even exceeding the attack range of 7 heads. After being hit by the ice ring, all members of Lu Chen's team were frozen. Damn, is this a technique? Lu Chen's whole body was sealed in ice, and he could only watch as the roaring ice tiger attacked him. Lu Chen had seen the ice seal skill before. The water Kirin had the ice seal effect, but this was the first time Lu Chen was controlled by a hard control skill, and it did not feel good at all. The official notification. After players were controlled by an abnormal status, the duration was related to the skill's effect. The player's resistance was related to the skill's effect, and they could also reduce the duration by struggling. Lu Chen wriggled his body in the ice. Break for me. After a few seconds, the ice was finally broken. Good thing I have a lot of HP, or else I would have been killed by you. 7 heads, 3 fools, quickly kill this guy. 7 heads and 3 fools also broke the ice one after another. After that, the roaring ice tiger used roaring ice seal twice, but in the face of Lu Chen's high damage, it could only delay the time of death at most. With the last critical hit, the huge white tiger crashed to the ground. Killed roaring ice tiger, level 19 party dungeon diamond boss. Captured 13,600 points of aura. Obtained rank 6 talent fragment 2. Obtained 6 star quality 2. Ding! Obtained item dark frost cloak, LV 15 blue. Obsidian dark gold sword, LV 15 blue. Exquisite tiger pelt shoulder pads, LV 12 green. Tiger blood X1 blue. Tiger tooth X4 tiger pelt X2. Oh my, another 2 pieces of blue equipment. A new cloak and a dark gold sword. Lu Chen was pleasantly surprised. Hidden bosses were indeed hidden bosses. The 3 bosses outside only dropped 1 piece of blue equipment. However, these 2 hidden bosses each dropped 2 pieces of blue equipment. The drop rate was extremely high. Lu Chen could sell the 2 extra dark steel nether gold swords, and the price would definitely not be low. Lu Chen looked at the cloak's attributes. Dark Frost Cape, level 15 blue. Dark Frost, causing the opponent to feel fear and despair within the frost. Defense. Physical defense 19, spiritual defense 8, strength plus 32, agility plus 38, constitution plus 16. Special effect Frozen Roar. After active release, it can release a ring of ice to the surroundings, freezing the enemy for 2 to 7 seconds within a range of 25 meters. Requires 300 points of pure aura to release. Special effect enhancement. When Shadow Tempest Cloak and Night Pants are equipped at the same time, Frozen Roar's effective range is increased by 15 meters, inactive. The equipment's attributes were very strong, and it even had special effects. Although the mana consumption was a bit high, at least it was a pretty good control skill. However, what Lu Chen cared about the most was the special effect enhancement content. Damn, it even dropped pants? Why didn't I hit it? Lu Chen complained as he put on the cloak. Are there any more hidden bosses? Give me a few more, give me a pair of pants. Lu Chen stared at his system interface with anticipation. After waiting for a while, the hidden boss did not appear this time. Lu Chen thought for a while. The level 1 hidden boss appeared because he cleared the dungeon within 45 minutes. The second reason was because he cleared the dungeon within 30 minutes. If there was a third one, then there might be a higher requirement for the dungeon. I used more than 21 minutes and only activated 2 of them. I'll try again later. Ding! Tiger King's Cave dungeon cleared in 04118. Congratulations on being the first to complete the Tiger King's Cave dungeon. You have received the title Tiger Vanquisher. Lu Chen. Title. Well, at least titles had attribute bonuses. Moreover, He had hidden his ID now, so people could not see his 4-meter-long ID. It did not matter if there was one more. After receiving the title Tiger Vanquisher, Lu Chen's basic strength increased by another 10%. Your results will be recorded in the server's Tiger King's Cave Dungeon Clearing Leaderboard. Do you want to display your ID on the leaderboard? No, Lu Chen said directly. Player chooses to remain anonymous. Lu Chen summoned the visual interface. For the first time, a dungeon clearing leaderboard image appeared at the top right of his vision. Wuxia's server clearing leaderboard. First place, anonymous player. Result, 04118. Reward, daily reward Tiger Hemostasis, *1, second place. Third place. There's actually a reward? Not bad. There was no limit to the number of times Jiutian's dungeon could be challenged. In other words, he could continue to clear this dungeon. The experience, item quality, and drop rate here were all very good. It was definitely the best choice for leveling up and getting equipment. However, the system needed 30 minutes to reset. During this time, Lu Chen needed to level up outside. Okay, I'm done. Let's go then. Lu Chen recalled the 7-headed triple kill and left the dungeon on foot. A white light flashed, and Lu Chen appeared in front of the Tiger King's cave. The moment Lu Chen came out, he looked up and saw a large group of people standing in front of the cave entrance. There were at least 600 to 700 people. There were guild teams and small teams among them. Even Wild Waves was there. At this moment, these people were staring at the person at the entrance of the cave, dumbfounded. This person was wearing a black top and a black cloak. There was a faint blue glow around him. He carried a long, thin sword on his back. The black sword was as cold and sharp as ice. There was also a faint blue mist around it. Many people were familiar with this deadly blue mist. Currently, the only blue equipment, Evan Hill's Guardian, would emit this blue mist. It was just a piece of clothing, and it was colorful, so the mist did not look obvious at all. However, this person's equipment was different. There were dark patterns on his clothes, but they were also black. Under the effect of 3 pieces of black equipment, the blue mist seemed to surround his entire body. The feeling he gave was that he was extremely handsome. Of course, all of this had to be disregarding the gray shorts he was wearing. Damn, what equipment is this? It's so cool. Blue cloak, blue top, and blue weapon. Wait, isn't this guy Brother Nameless? He just came out of the Tiger King's cave. He got a blue equipment. What attributes? Lu Chen frowned slightly. He was now using the identity of Brother Nameless in District 122. Since the Twin Towers, he was not afraid of being seen by others. However, he was very curious. When he came, there was no one here. How did so many people appear all of a sudden? The dungeon would reset in half an hour. Lu Chen did not say anything in front of everyone. He walked into the forest and found a place where there was no one to train. After Lu Chen left, the crowd suddenly became restless. Brother Nameless went into the Tiger King's cave? Could it be? The Korean dynasty is too arrogant, so Brother Nameless took action. How can he clear the dungeon alone? But his equipment? Someone from the Wind Shadow Guild walked carefully toward the Tiger King's cave dungeon. Lone Wolf, what are you doing? We're just here to confirm the location of the dungeon. Don't go in, his teammate said anxiously. Wind Shadow Lone Wolf ignored his teammate's warning and touched the dungeon door. Sure enough, that thing appeared on the top right of his vision. Lone Wolf's voice was trembling. Check the leaderboard. Chapter 88. Hundreds of people gathered in front of the Tiger King's cave dungeon. Their original intention was probably just to scout and mark the dungeon's location. At this moment, Lone Wolf stood alone in front of the dungeon's entrance, his whole body trembling. Lone Wolf, what's wrong? His friend asked anxiously. Lone Wolf retracted his hand from the dungeon's entrance and slowly turned his head. His voice was hollow. How long did 3 saints take? Although his friend couldn't understand why Lone Wolf was like this, he still opened 3 saints' official website. They're fighting the last boss and are about to clear the dungeon. How long did they take? It's 46 minutes 24 seconds now. His friend finally couldn't hold back his curiosity and asked, Lone Wolf, what's wrong? Lone Wolf's eyes widened. Three Saints hadn't finished the Tiger King's cave in 46 minutes and a half. And now on their server's Tiger King's cave ranking, Nameless has cleared the Tiger King's cave. This sentence was like a bomb, instantly exploding in the crowd. It wasn't over yet. Lone Wolf raised his head, unable to hide the shock in his eyes. He slowly said a number. 41 minutes 18 seconds. The entire Tiger King's cave was so quiet that one could hear a pin drop. The Three Saints official website's livestream had entered its final stage. Three Saints is too strong. As long as they don't make any mistakes, they'll definitely clear the dungeon within 50 minutes. They don't even need 50 minutes. They can probably clear it within 48 minutes. Wuxia Yamato viewers, have you learned? Go back and practice hard. Try to clear the Tiger King's cave within an hour. Stop joking. Wuxia still needs a few days to clear the Tiger King. They're even worse than Yamato. Looking at the ridicule of the Korean players, the Wuxia players could only suppress their anger. It couldn't be helped. Who asked their level to be crushed? I've analyzed the website's login IP data. There are at least 30 million Wuxia players watching the livestream now. Hey, why are all Wuxia players mute? Why isn't anyone saying anything? What right do you have to speak after being crushed? When the Asia server merges, I'll teach you a lesson. 47 minutes 44 seconds. Three Saints finally cleared the Tiger King's cave dungeon and dropped a level 15 blue equipment, the Dark Iron Golden Sword. Once the Dark Iron Sword appeared, it instantly caused another uproar. Super high attack power, powerful 3D buffs, and critical hit and critical damage. If it weren't for the fact that none of them had reached level 15, they would have worn it on the spot. The Three Saints' names had also appeared on the Tiger King's cave ranking list. Third Saint Razor purposely showed the rankings to the audience. Korean server Area 57 Tiger King's cave clearance time leaderboard. First place. Triple Saint Razor leader. Result, 047. 44 reward. Daily reward Tiger Hemostasis *1 second place. Third place. Thank you for watching. We the Three Sages have successfully cleared the Tiger King's cave. Third Saint Razor said to the audience. Our luck is pretty good this time. We got a blue weapon. After we get new equipment, we will become even stronger. Finally, Razor looked at the bullet screen and smiled. By the way, Wuxia and Yamato viewers, did you learn anything? Many people didn't expect Razor to directly use this sentence in the comments. No matter what a fan said, it was still a fan's action. However, when it was said by Razor, it was equivalent to official mockery. The streamer Little Ming was also broadcasting the Three Sages' exploration. He turned on the translator while watching the live stream. At this time, he was so angry that his teeth were itching. This is too much. Isn't it just a dungeon? Do they have to be so arrogant? Our server has suffered a lot. Otherwise, they wouldn't have had the chance to be so arrogant. Damn it, brothers, let's all train hard. We'll endure this. I'll slap these Koreans in the face next time. At this time, a Wuxia player suddenly posted a screenshot in the Three Sages official website. The screenshot was in Chinese. Naturally, it was posted by a Wuxia player. In the screenshot, it showed the Tiger King's cave clearance record. Wuxia server Area 122 Tiger King's cave clearance time leaderboard. First place. Anonymous player leader. Result, 041, 18 reward. Daily reward Tiger Hemostasis *1, second place. Third place. Below the screenshot, the netizen also posted a message in Korean that was not very standard. Koreans, take a good look at who is the real king. Our Wuxia has cleared the Tiger King's cave a long time ago. We just didn't want to announce it. This screenshot immediately attracted the attention of many online gaming players. Damn, this is from our server? Area 122? Which guild is it from? What does an anonymous player mean? Which guild cleared the dungeon without leaving their name? On the other hand, the Korean netizens were full of doubts. Wuxia people like to Photoshop. This screenshot is obviously fake. Even a level 12 player dares to Photoshop such a screenshot. Anyone with a brain would know that it's fake. If your Wuxia can clear the Tiger King's cave in 41 minutes, I'll livestream myself eating shit. Little Ming also noticed this screenshot. Area 122? Wasn't that the server he was in? Moreover, Wasn't this anonymous player the one who dominated the leaderboard of the Celestial Mountain Twin Towers? Yes, it's Brother Nameless, Brother Nameless. After Little Ming figured it out, he was so excited that he jumped up. Comrades, do you know who this is? This is our server's Nameless. Many people have seen him challenge the Twin Towers in my previous live stream. It's simply godlike. Ha 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 ha. I definitely believe this screenshot is real, because I saw him challenge the Twin Towers with my own eyes. He can definitely do it. Brother Nameless has finally made his move. I knew it. Brother Nameless isn't a coward. At this time, only Mad God and him can give the Koreans a good slap in the face. Mad God didn't say anything, but Brother Nameless has made his move. The main reason why Little Ming's livestream could squeeze into the top 10 was because of Brother Nameless' deeds. His existence had already become a legend. At this moment, people didn't care which guild Nameless belonged to, or whether he was from the Twin Towers with a bug. They only knew that Brother Nameless had stood up when his countrymen were being humiliated. Brother Nameless is mighty. 41 minutes, ha 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 ha. The three sages are fighting to the death, but they're not as strong as Brother Nameless. Little Ming, isn't it in your server? Quickly go and take a look at the dungeon. Little Ming only just remembered, and immediately returned to the game. Once his consciousness returned to the game, he immediately realized that a large number of players were walking out of the main city of the Celestial Mountain. Was that screenshot really left by Brother Nameless? I think it's real. I heard from my friends that they saw Brother Nameless at the entrance of the cave. He's already wearing blue equipment. Is it real? Wearing blue equipment. If it's real, it's 41 minutes. Oh my god, he can't be going to challenge it alone again, right? I hope it's real. The Koreans are too arrogant. Only Brother Nameless can teach them a lesson. Quick everyone, let's go and take a look. Little Ming ran all the way. Millions of fans followed his live stream and rushed to the Tiger King's cave. At this time, there was a sea of people in front of the Tiger King's cave. Thousands of people's faces were filled with excitement. It's real, it's real. Did you see it? Let me show you the leaderboard. Little Ming opened the leaderboard in his field of vision and showed it to his fans. Wuxia server, District 122, Tiger King's cave leaderboard. First place, anonymous player captain. Result, 041. 18 reward. Daily reward Tiger Hemostasis *1. No, I want to see Razor's expression. Little Ming quickly switched back to the official website of the Three Sages. Razor and the other Three Sages executives looked at the increasing number of screenshots in the comment section. There were more and more screenshots from different angles and times. Someone even recorded a video of the entire leaderboard. If the Wuxia players were to get serious, their official website would definitely be flooded. Razor's face was ashen, his mouth was agape, and he couldn't say a word for a long time. No, impossible. This is impossible. Chapter 89. The other members kept repeating the same word. Impossible. They knew the situation in the Wuxia server very well. When the server was opened, Tianqing did not prepare enough servers, causing the servers to be overloaded and the players to be offline for 2 days. After that, a strange server-wide quest appeared in the Wuxia server. The high-level players were blocked by the fog and could not level up. They had studied this server-wide quest before. But even after watching Wuxia's live stream and repeatedly confirming the location of the entrance to the fog forest, they could not activate the quest. Although they coveted the legendary mythical beast, no one in Wuxia had shown any of the mythical beasts. Plus, they could not activate the quest, so they could only give up. However, after these two incidents, they had their own advantage, the level advantage. As a first-tier guild in Korea, Three Saints' level was definitely higher than all the other guilds in the Wuxia server. However, Wuxia had cleared the Tiger King's cave first. Moreover, it only took 41 minutes. At that moment, there were only 3 words in their minds. Impossible. Wuxia, Dahi. And the Korean players had been debating about Nameless clearing time for a long time. The Three Saints players were getting more and more frustrated. This was their official website, and they had just cleared the Tiger King's cave. However, no one cared about them in the comments section. Everyone was talking about Nameless. I don't believe it. If we don't see the battle footage, we won't believe it. A Korean player voiced out everyone's thoughts. That's right. Let him livestream if he can. Facing the Korean player's request, Little Ming happily used the translation software to type a sentence and was ready to post. Sorry, our nameless likes to keep a low profile. Maybe to him, this is just a normal operation. There's no need to show off. Using the translation software was slow. Before Little Ming could finish typing, the fans were shouting at him. Little Ming, stop posting. Is that person nameless? When the players switched to the website mode, the player's visual interface would become blurry. The fans could only see a blurry figure with a light blue halo. Lu Chen waited for half an hour and returned. In the end, not only did the number of people in front of the Tiger King's cave not decrease, but it increased instead. There were 3 layers inside and 3 layers outside. They did not enter the dungeon, and just stood at the entrance. What the hell? Lu Chen frowned. Lu Chen's appearance instantly attracted the attention of a large number of players. It's brother Nameless. Nameless bro. You've come. Nameless bro, you're too strong. Well done. Nameless bro, thanks. He helped our local server players vent their anger. Yeah, I've been holding back a lot of anger. You guys don't know how angry I was when I saw those comments. Now that I can finally release it all, it feels great. Looking down on us Wuxia players, Nameless bro will slap your face and teach you a lesson. Lu Chen's frown deepened. Why couldn't he understand what they were saying? Since when did I slap his face? He had always kept a low profile. Each and every one of them was greeting him. Was he familiar with these people? Forget it. There were all kinds of fish in the sea. Lu Chen did not want to care about them. Excuse me, please. Whoosh. The congested crowd instantly parted to form a path. The irregular players' movements were so uniform. Lu Chen felt more and more confused. Since they had cleared the path, Lu Chen did not care too much and walked straight to the Tiger King's cave. This time, he would try to use less time and see if he could infuriate some tiger again. I don't want a weapon, just a pair of pants. Other players' starting equipment choices were long pants, which were still acceptable. Lu Chen bought a skin, and even the beginner equipment was the worst pair of shorts. His upper body was so handsome, but his lower body was like a loser. The feeling of wearing a suit and shorts was really unpleasant. Nameless bro, you want to challenge the dungeon? Someone shouted in horror. Wow, Nameless bro is going to challenge the Tiger King's cave again. Oh my god, that's great. Lu Chen was shocked. Nonsense. I'm not here to watch the show. Why wouldn't I challenge the dungeon? This group of people must be sick in the head. Touching the dungeon door, Lu Chen entered the Tiger King's cave under the gaze of thousands of people behind him. In Little Ming's live streaming channel, the fans went crazy. Little Ming, broadcast Nameless Bro's challenge. We want to see it. Yes, let us witness Nameless Bro's challenge with our own eyes. Little Ming was a little hesitant. Well, Nameless Bro won't broadcast the battle. Are you guys just going to wait here? Won't it be boring? As a streamer, he had to consider the feelings of his fans. Are you kidding? How can it be boring? This is a moment to witness history. Little Ming, if you dare to broadcast, I'll call people over to watch your broadcast. Let's boost the popularity of Little Ming's live streaming channel. Yes, let the Korean servers people see how Nameless Bro slaps their faces. 11111. Wait here for Nameless Bro, we want to see it. Seeing that his fans were so enthusiastic, and to be honest, he didn't want to leave either. The players there didn't even bother to level up. They were all waiting at the door. Okay, then we'll wait for Nameless Bro. Little Ming's popularity in his live streaming channel shot up rapidly, directly defeating the #1 female streamer Fengling. Instantly, he became the most popular streamer and appeared in the most prominent position on the official website's popularity page. Moreover, there were still fans streaming in. Lu Chen finally entered the dungeon. What are these guys doing? Lu Chen shook his head. Is there something happening around here? After thinking about it, that didn't seem to be the case. Forget it, he didn't care anyway. He would just challenge his own dungeon. After releasing the 7-headed and 3-headed idiots, Lu Chen said, let's be faster this time. The aggro of the monsters in the dungeon is very high. And as long as the player doesn't leave the dungeon, the aggro won't disappear. This means that they will chase you to any corner of the dungeon. So this time I'll pull all the monsters in the 3 paths and the 3 bosses into the Phantom Gold Blade Tiger's room. Let me explain the strategy. When the time comes to clear the monsters, I won't be able to protect you guys. You guys find a corner, the 3 idiots and me. The 4 of us will block all the monsters, while the 7-headed idiots will clear the monsters from behind. Don't attack the 3 idiots. I'll tank alone. You guys just need to block the position. After arranging the strategy, Lu Chen began to pull the monsters. There were 3 paths. Each path had 8 waves of monsters and 1 boss. Lu Chen relied on his movement advantage, along with the Dark Knight Tempest's Wind Blast. He rampaged and quickly pulled the aggro. The first path only took 3 minutes, and there was already a large group of monsters behind him, including the gold-striped Black Tiger King. The second path, 3 minutes. In the third path, Lu Chen pulled all the monsters into the Phantom Gold Blade Tiger's room. The 7-headed idiots had already found a position early on. The 7-headed idiots hid in the innermost corner, and the 3-headed idiots blocked in front of them. There was a space in the middle left, which was reserved for Lu Chen. Lu Chen quickly filled the position, and filled the last empty seat. At this time, only Lu Chen had aggro. Although the 3-headed idiots were standing in front of the monsters, they wouldn't be attacked. 7-headed, go all out and attack. Chapter 90. 7 heads might not be enough to kill the boss, but Qin Ye's speed was definitely not something Lu Chen could match. Lu Chen could only see the health bars of the monsters dropping rapidly under the attacks of the 7 heads. However, there were too many monsters, so he could not see them all. Hurry up, let's try to finish them in 15 minutes, Lu Chen shouted. His current mission was to prioritize attacking the 3 bosses that were especially XX. Once they entered his attack range, Lu Chen would immediately attack. After the poison duration was up, Lu Chen's damage could reach around 3,000. Even a boss with 8,000 to 10,000 health could not withstand more than a few hits. In addition, if there were monsters with more health, Lu Chen would also deal more damage to ensure that the monsters were cleared quickly. After 2 minutes, Lu Chen's screen began to be flooded with messages. Killed Agile Scarlet Striped Tiger, level 15 elite. Obtained 2,712 spiritual energy. Obtained stage 3 talent fragment 2. Obtained 3-star quality points. Extracted 2 pure spiritual energy. Ding! Obtained Tiger Tooth X2. Killed strong Scarlet Striped Tiger, level 15 elite. Obtained 2,712 spiritual energy. Obtained stage 3 talent fragment 2. Obtained 3-star quality points. Ding! Obtained Tiger Skin X2. Killed strong Scarlet Striped Tiger, level 16 elite. Obtained 3,540 spiritual energy. Obtained stage 4 talent fragment 2. Obtained stage 4 quality points. Ding! Obtained Exquisite Tiger Skin Boots green. Obtained Tiger Skin X1, Tiger Tooth X2, Tiger Gallbladder X1, Tiger Heart X1. There were too many messages. Lu Chen did not even have time to look at them. The only thing he could see was his experience bar rising crazily. After a few seconds, there were only a few monsters left. A golden light rose from Lu Chen's feet. Fuck, I leveled up. Lu Chen was shocked. Unfortunately, time was money. He did not even have time to check his own attributes. After half a minute, there were only 2 bosses and 3 monsters left. All of them were on the verge of death. Why are there only 2 bosses? Where's the Golden Blade Tiger? It's not dead, right? Lu Chen didn't have time to conjecture. He quickly rushed out and poisoned each of them. 32 seconds later, the last 5 tiger demons died one after another. Ding! Tiger King's cave cleared time. 012:33. Congratulations on setting a new dungeon clearing time. Lu Chen sat on the ground and quickly recovered his strength. Seeing his results, Lu Chen let out a long sigh of relief. 12 minutes and 33 seconds, 9 minutes less than before. Haha, it's 15 minutes. Damn, I'm so tired. As you cleared the Tiger King's cave in less than 45 minutes, you and your team's crazy massacre has angered the Shadow Tempest Tiger. Hehe, the hidden boss is here. Fuck, I didn't have time to look at what we fought just now. Let's wait until we fight the roaring frost tiger. Let's take a break first. 7 heads, 3 idiots, hurry up and recover your stamina. At this moment, another guild from the Grand Han, the Golden Cauldron Guild, suddenly appeared in front of the players. On the Korean server's official livestream website, this guild's livestream viewers had already exceeded 100 million. They were live streaming their exploration of the Tiger King's cave. The reason why this guild was so eye-catching was because of the equipment on the 5 members of the Golden Cauldron. Their captain, Golden Cauldron Mietang, was holding the dark steel golden sword. As everyone knew, the dark steel golden sword was recently obtained by the 3 Saints Guild. However, this sword, as well as a batch of exquisite tiger skin shoulder pads and exquisite tiger skin combat boots, were all in Golden Cauldron's hands. At this moment, a streamer familiar with the Korean server gave the answer. 3 Saints and Golden Cauldron were actually from the same club and were considered brother guilds. There was no rule out that they would merge in the future. And this time, Golden Cauldron's equipment was just obtained by 3 Saints. Golden Cauldron was already very strong, and with 7 or 8 new pieces of equipment, their combat power instantly soared. And Golden Cauldron was in a hurry to challenge the Tiger King's cave. Anyone with a discerning eye could see the reason at a glance. Nameless Bro and 3 Saints completed the challenge almost at the same time, and the dungeon required 30 minutes to reset. This meant that if Nameless Bro wanted to challenge again, he would have to wait at least 30 minutes. It was the same for 3 Saints. However, if they came to challenge, they could take back the honor of using the shortest time before Wuxia Nameless Bro could challenge again. At this moment, with the help of 3 Saints' pioneering experience and the advantage of equipment, Golden Cauldron had already completed the challenge. 39 minutes and 3 seconds. Dirty dogs, do you see that? Do you know what strength is now? This is the speed limit, entering the 40-minute mark. This is the strength of Korea. We want to suppress you until you can't raise your heads. A bunch of trash, shout again. So what if you have more people? You'll just have more trash, unlike Korea, where we're all elites. After Golden Cauldron completed the challenge, Golden Cauldron Mietang raised the second dark steel golden sword that he had just obtained and said to the camera, Wuxia dirty dogs, shout again. This is the second weapon, and we're going to set a new record. You'll never be able to catch up. Mietang's ID showed his stance, and his public ridicule provoked the anger of Wuxia's players. This is too much, they're taking turns to fight us. The 2 guilds are taking turns to challenge each other, and they can borrow equipment from each other. Nameless Bro can't beat them. What a scoundrel. Mad God, are you there? Mad God, do it. If you don't do it, Nameless Bro won't be able to hold on. Mad God, it's time to show your strength. We're being suppressed by the Korean server now. What are you waiting for? Mad God did not reply. Of course, Mad God could not reply, as he was fighting the roaring Frost Tiger King. In fact, he did not even know about the competition between Wuxia and the Korean server players. Pants, pants, please give me pants. Luchin prayed as he attacked. Just give me any pair. Killed roaring Frost Tiger. Level 19 Party Dungeon Diamond Level Boss. Obtained 13,600 aura points. Obtained 2 rank 6 talent fragments. Obtained 2 6-star quality points. Ding! Obtained Dark Frost Cloak, LV15 Blue. Obsidian Golden Sword, LV15 Blue. Exquisite Tiger Skin Boots, LV12 Green. Tiger Blood X1 Blue. Tiger Bone X4, Tiger Gallbladder X2. Fuck, no pants. Didn't they say there was a pair of pants? Who dropped them? Luchin said in frustration. As you cleared the Tiger King's cave in less than 15 minutes, you and your team's killing spree has angered the Blazing Frost Tiger. Please be prepared to face the wrath of the Blazing Frost Tiger. The remaining time for the hidden boss, Blazing Frost Tiger, to arrive is 007:59. Please note, if you exit the dungeon now, your score will be the final score, and will remain on the Tiger King's cave dungeon leaderboard. If you choose to accept the challenge, the dungeon time will be extended accordingly. And there really is a hidden boss. The respawn time is only 5 minutes. Looks like the respawn time isn't based on the difficulty of the boss. Lucian did not care. He just had to wait. I'm so tired. Playing a game is so tiring. I have 8 minutes. Let's lie down for a while. Lucian lay on the ground leisurely to relax. At this moment, the number of viewers in Xiaoming's live streaming channel had reached a terrifying 240 million. Xiaoming deliberately put a stopwatch in the live streaming channel. Currently, Nameless Bro's challenge time was 29 minutes and 13 seconds. He was only 9 minutes and 50 seconds away from Jin Ding's new record. At this moment, Xiaoming actually did not care about the number of viewers in his live streaming channel. After all, no one was sending him gifts now. People were not watching him. But Nameless Bro, he was now praying again and again. Nameless Bro, I know we're not you and can't feel the horror of facing the Tiger King's cave alone. But, please do your best, please. In the live streaming channel, Wuxia players were also spamming the screen. Nameless Bro, do your best. Chapter 91. After playing with the 10 beasts for a while, Lucian saw that it was about time and recalled them. Sure enough, a ferocious tiger appeared at the door. This guy was covered in flames, but the color of the flames was not red, but dark blue. This true fire-rending tiger was like a monster that had walked out of hell. Level 20. Lucian stood up and stared at the blazing tiger. Alright, I don't have any other requests. Just a pair of pants. Lucian did not waste any time, and went straight to the fight. As soon as he came within 10 meters of the tiger, Lucian's HP dropped. -200, -200, -200. As long as he was within 10 meters of the blazing tiger, Lucian's HP dropped every second. It's the effect of sacrifice. Lucian laughed disdainfully. Too bad it's not as strong as my poison. The blazing tiger's attack was stronger than the roaring frost tiger's. A combo without a critical hit could deal around 1000 damage to Lucian. Including the burning damage from sacrifice, the damage was around 1100. After Lucian changed his equipment, his damage was around 1600, with a 30% critical hit. This guy is a bit strong. Lucian calculated his own HP. If he did not kite, the two of them would be evenly matched. 7 heads, help me attack. I'm too lazy to run. 7 heads could not compare to the blazing tiger's single attack. Including spiritual attack, each attack could only deal around 70 damage. However, there were many of them. 7 headless flying corpses could deal around 500 damage in one round. With Lucian's damage, victory was assured. The blazing tiger's 12,000 HP dropped rapidly. A moment later, the huge flaming body finally fell to the ground. Blazing Tiger, Level 19 Party Dungeon Diamond Boss. Captured 14,800 points of Aura of all things. Obtained 2 Rank 6 Talent Fragments. Obtained 2 6-star quality points. Next was the most exciting moment. Lucian kept praying. Ding! Obtained item Night Pants, Level 15 Blue. Oh yeah! Lucian couldn't help but cheer when he saw the first reward. Finally, there are pants. These 3 hidden bosses would definitely drop a piece of blue armor. The pants that Lucian had always wanted were dropped by this guy. Heaving a sigh of relief, Lucian continued to check his harvest. Obtained Tiger Weep, Level 15 Purple. Lucian spat out a mouthful of blood. He couldn't believe his eyes. Purple equipment. This guy dropped a purple equipment. Just by hearing the name, he didn't know what part of the equipment it was. But that wasn't important. What was important was that this was the first purple equipment in the entire server. Lucian couldn't even imagine how big of a commotion a purple equipment would cause when there was only one blue equipment in the whole server. Evan Hill's Guardian. Obtained Dark Metal Sword, Level 15 Blue. Obtained Tiger's Blood X2, Blue Material. Obtained Tiger's Head X1 Purple Material. Damn, I even got a purple material. Lucian looked at the item in his backpack. It was a tiger's head. What are these materials dropped in the Tiger King's cave for? I already have a backpack full of them. Since it was a purple material, Lucian couldn't just throw it to an NPC. He would keep it for now and go to the Celestial Mountain to take a look. Ding! Tiger King's cave clearance time, 0:38:44. Congratulations on breaking the best record in the Tiger King's cave. Your result will be recorded in the Tiger King's Cave Clearance leaderboard. Do you want to show your ID on the leaderboard? No. Lu Chen couldn't be bothered to look at these. He wanted to look at his new equipment first. Player chooses to remain anonymous. Wuxia Server Clearance Leaderboard. First place. Anonymous Player, Team Leader. Result, 038, 44 Reward. Daily Reward Tiger Hemostasis, X1, Second place. Third place. Lu Chen chose to leave the good stuff for later. He first looked at the attributes of the pants he urgently needed. He displayed this pair of black pants. Night Pants, level 15 blue. Contains the power of Blue Flame True Fire. Defense. Physical Defense 23. Spiritual Defense 8. Strength plus 29. Agility plus 32. Physique plus 38. Special effect Blue Flame True Fire. Activates this skill to continuously burn enemies within a 10-meter radius. Spiritual Force *10, 80 points of damage per second. Requires continuous consumption of pure spiritual energy. Current consumption is 10 points of pure spiritual energy per second. It's about the same as the other two. The last skill is also not bad. The key is that this is a pair of pants. Lu Chen didn't say anything and put on the pants. At this point, he finally gathered the 3 pieces of the hidden boss set in the Tiger King's cave. After putting on the pants, Lu Chen was dressed in black. His entire temperament had changed completely. In particular, his whole body was emitting a faint blue light. He was cold, mysterious, and cool. Finally comfortable. Lu Chen let out a long sigh of relief. Come, there's more good stuff below. Purple equipment, Tiger Weep. As soon as he saw the equipment, Lu Chen sucked in a breath of air. It was a weapon. No, to be precise, it was 2 weapons. Of the 2 weapons, one was pure purple, and the other was pure black. The swords were slender and slightly wavy, and there was a fierce tiger carved on each sword. Not only were the 2 swords extremely beautiful, but they were also emitting a faint purple aura. Tiger Weep, level 15 purple equipment. Left hand. Tears of the King's Back. Weapon type. Dual sword. Attack. Physical attack 37 to 43. Strength plus 28. Agility plus 34. Physique plus 32. Increase critical hit chance by 11%. Increase critical hit damage by 80%. Special effect Fierce Tiger descends the mountain. Turns the next 3 attacks into a combo. Combo can trigger all of the host's special effects. Combo damage is 80% of the attack power. 60-second cooldown. Tiger Weep, level 15 purple equipment, right hand. Attack. Physical attack 37 to 43. Strength plus 28, agility plus 34. Physique plus 32. Increase critical hit chance by 11%. Increase critical hit damage by 80%. Special effect Tiger Roar. Converts the next 3 attacks into spiritual force attacks. 60-second cooldown. Lu Chen was a little confused. In the online games he played before, these dual swords actually only had 1 attribute. But in Jiutian, dual swords actually had 2 attributes. Can it be stacked? Lu Chen immediately switched to Tiger Weep. After Tiger Weep replaced the dark metallic sword, the weapon in Lu Chen's hand was no longer glowing blue. Instead, it was a purple weapon. 2 purple weapons lingered in his hands. Just looking at this effect, Lu Chen couldn't help but be tempted. Coincidentally, he had just reached level 16. Let's take a look at the character attributes together. Check the character attributes panel. Lu Chen checked his equipment in the cave. At this time, 40 minutes had passed since he entered the cave. The anxious crowd outside the cave couldn't help but look disappointed. Sigh. It's already been more than 40 minutes. Did you see the smug look on the Korean players' faces? They look like villains who have achieved something. The 2 guilds are taking turns to fight, and they still have the nerve to be arrogant. A player shook his head. Although the hope was slim, he was still a little unwilling. He walked to the entrance of the dungeon alone, and touched the door with his hand. The moment the leaderboard appeared, he was completely shocked. He turned his head and stared at everyone behind him in horror. He couldn't say a word. Many of the onlooking players, and even the hundreds of millions of fans in Little Ming's livestream, were so anxious that they stomped their feet. What's going on? Why is he looking like that? Could it be that Nameless Bro is already Impossible, he hasn't come out yet. Little Ming, go take a look. I'm so anxious. Little Ming hurriedly ran to the entrance of the dungeon and touched the door. A string of data appeared in front of the 240 million fans. Wuxia server clear leaderboard. First place, anonymous player captain. Result, 038. 44 reward. Daily reward Tiger Hemostasis *1. Chapter 92. 38 minutes and 44 seconds. Nameless Bro has broken Golden Cauldron's record. The entire live broadcast room was boiling. I'm going to cry. Nameless Bro broke the record again. Nameless Bro is too domineering. Koreans, did you see that? This is what it means to be the strongest player. Oh my god, Nameless Bro single-handedly defeated 2 top guilds in Korea. Nameless Bro, good job. Thank you for helping us Wuxia regain our dignity. Koreans, does it feel good to be number 2? Annihilate Tang. Do you know who's the real trash? Continue to be arrogant. Nameless Bro single-handedly defeated 2 of your teams. I love Nameless Bro, he didn't say anything, he just used his strength to slap faces. I admire him so much. Right, Nameless Bro has already cleared the dungeon. Why hasn't he come out yet? Is this Nameless Bro? Enough said. My admiration for Nameless Bro is like the overflowing Yellow River. It can't be stopped. Unlike the explosive popularity in Wuxia's live broadcast room, the atmosphere in Golden Cauldron's live broadcast room was strange. A group of Korean players who were previously arrogant were all seriously helping Golden Cauldron to summarize the results. When Golden Cauldron was fighting Black Tiger King, there was actually a small mistake. Although it didn't affect the result, it wasted a few precious seconds. Actually, it's normal. The first time he used 42 minutes to get a few pieces of equipment, it's normal for him to use less time. The key is how we can improve our results. Everyone, don't be depressed. Let me do the math for you. 3 Saints went from 47 minutes and 44 seconds to 39 minutes and 3 seconds, an increase of 8 minutes and 41 seconds. Dirty Dogs went from 42 minutes to 38 minutes. They only improved by 4 minutes. Isn't it obvious what this means? After the above post-analysis, it's true that Bro did his best, but we still have a lot of room for improvement. Actually, the key is that our guild is unlucky. That guy actually dropped a few pieces of blue equipment. I don't know how he cleared the dungeon alone. Maybe he thinks he's awesome, but that's his weakness. He has already obtained the strongest equipment in the Tiger King's cave, the Dark Iron Golden Sword. He has even obtained 2 pieces of blue equipment. This means that he has no room for improvement. However, we're different. We have 2 Dark Iron Golden Swords. In addition to the equipment obtained from the Golden Cauldron this time, we can increase the strength of the other members. Let me tell everyone a piece of good news. The 3 sages are already preparing to enter the Tiger King's cave for the 2nd time. This time they'll definitely make that filthy dog Wuxia be too ashamed to speak again. In the outside world, the competition between Wuxia and the Korean players was getting more and more intense. However, Lu Chen did not know what was happening outside. Nameless was checking his personal stats. Rarity, 4-star perfection increase in 3 dimensions by 450%. Title 1. Tiger's Courage, Dragon's Might, basic health increased by 20%. Title 2, Yuwa Vanguard, increase base strength by 10%. Title 3, Champion, basic physique increased by 10%. Title 4, Tiger Vanquisher, increase base strength by 10%. Level, 16 upgrade progress. 8034/450000. Physical strength, 385, basic 165 plus equipment 187 plus title 33, agility, 385, basic 165 plus equipment 220, physique, 362, basic 165 plus equipment 197, spiritual power, 8 attack power. Physical attack 508 to 524 poison attack. 10 defense power. Physical defense 215, basic 83 plus equipment 132. Health points 9,220, basic 4,400 plus equipment 3,940 plus title 880. Fuck, my stats now are too strong. I'm only level 16. Luchin scratched his head. Now his stats were even more terrifying than the boss. His attack had reached 500, physical defense had reached 200, and his health points had increased by 9,000. His poison attack had increased along with his health points. The initial damage had reached 286. In addition, his critical hit had reached 45%, and his critical hit had reached 360%. I've also collected all the Tiger King equipment. It's perfect. After settling the equipment, Luchin finally exited the dungeon. Accompanied by a white light, Luchin arrived at the entrance of the dungeon. As soon as he arrived at the entrance of the dungeon, the thousands of people outside the cave burst into an earth-shattering cheer. Nameless bro. Nameless bro. Nameless bro. Fuck. I'm so excited that I'm about to cry. Luchin was startled by this group of startled guys. Fuck, these people haven't left yet. What are they doing? They gave me a scare. Luchin was completely dumbfounded. At this time, the crowd suddenly burst into exclamations. Everyone look, Nameless bro is wearing pants. Wow, he's really wearing pants. It's also a blue equipment. Brother John Doe's outfit is too handsome. Luchin was speechless. Isn't it normal to wear pants? I was only wearing shorts before, but at least I was wearing them. Can this game still be played properly? A group of people stared at him while he was in the dungeon, and a group of people stared at him to see if he was wearing pants. Damn it, there were so many people around. How was he going to level up? No, looking at the situation now, he couldn't leave the Tiger King's cave. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to squeeze in. Luchin decided not to covet the half an hour of leveling time. He had to quickly clear the Tiger King's cave and get more equipment to sell. He found a corner to rest and cultivate his spiritual power. When the dungeon was reset, he would come back immediately. He couldn't let these people hinder him from earning money. Just as Luchin turned around, there was an uproar behind him. Fuck, look at the weapon on Nameless bro's back. Impossible, impossible. That's impossible. How can a level 15 dungeon drop something like that? Oh my god. That can't be. Purple equipment, right? Luchin was carrying the purple equipment Tiger Sob on his back. Luchin frowned. He didn't expect there to be so many people at the entrance. Otherwise, he would have kept the equipment to prevent them from making a fuss. Nameless bro. Nameless bro. Can you show us the equipment? I beg you. Nameless bro, please take a look at the equipment. Luchin had no choice. He knew that if he didn't show them the equipment, he wouldn't be able to cultivate his spiritual power. Luchin threw the equipment into the air, and the two weapons were automatically displayed in front of everyone. Don't bother me after you're done looking. I want to cultivate. Who would bother him at this time? Everyone's eyes were fixed on the set of dual swords. Tiger Sob, level 15 purple equipment. Left hand. Tears of the King's back. Type of weapon, dual swords attack. Physical attack 37 to 43. Strength plus 28. Agility plus 34. Physique plus 32. Increase 11% critical hit chance. Increase 80% critical hit damage. Special effect Tiger descends the mountain. The next 3 attacks will become a combo. The combo will trigger all of the host's special effects. The combo damage will be 80% of the attack. 60 seconds cooldown. Tiger Sob, level 15 purple equipment. Right hand. Attack. Physical attack 37 to 43. Strength plus 28. Agility plus 34. Physique plus 32. Increase 11% critical hit chance. Increase 80% critical hit damage. Special effect Tiger Roar. The next 3 attacks will all be spiritual power attacks. 60 seconds cooldown. Fuck, it's really a purple equipment. The first purple equipment in the entire server. Fuck these attributes, I'm kneeling. Are the attributes of the dual swords stacked? Definitely stacked. Didn't you see that the 2 swords have 2 different special effects skills? Fuck, that's 74 to 86 attack, 56 strength, 68 agility, 64 physique, plus 22 critical hit damage, and 160 critical hit damage. What's more, it has 2 special effects. Divine equipment. The number 1 divine equipment in the entire server. Tears of the King's back. This sentence seems to be tailor-made for Nameless bro. We only know to be jealous of Nameless Bro's equipment. But have you forgotten who single-handedly defended the dignity of Wuxia players? Wait, Nameless Bro hasn't left. He hasn't left. Could it be that he's going to challenge the Tiger King's cave again? That's right. Daehan must still be thinking of ways to improve the results. Nameless Bro must know this. He's already so tired. But for the dignity of Wuxia players, he's going to fight to the death with the triple sacred golden cauldron. Fuck. I'm really going to be moved to tears by this man. Luchin kept shaking his head. What were these people talking about? Fight to the death with who? He had no idea what they were talking about. Who wouldn't want to farm a dungeon? Chapter 93. The appearance of Tiger Weep caused the popularity of Little Ming's livestream to soar again. Tiger Sob was worthy of its status as a purple equipment. With its powerful attributes that could be called abnormal, it made countless people jealous. Who would have thought that the first purple equipment in the entire server was not from Mad God, but from Brother Nameless? This was not surprising. After all, Mad God did not go to the Tiger King's cave. This purple equipment should be given to someone as responsible as Nameless. However, this was not good news for the Korean players. That guy dropped purple equipment. What kind of luck does that guy have? He dropped 3 blue equipment on his first try, and a purple equipment on his second try? If we, the 3 Holy Golden Cauldron, had such luck, we would have killed him long ago. Don't be afraid. We'll get it after a few more tries. When the time comes, we'll make those dirty dogs despair. Shut up, Koreans. You can say anything you want. Do you need me to tell you who's number 1 now? The quality of Wuxia's players is really low. Don't worry, the competition has just begun. Don't think you can be arrogant just because you have purple equipment. At this point, Nameless results were not too far away from the 2 big Korean guilds. Now, everyone was looking forward to the competition. If the competition between Nameless and 3 Holy Golden Cauldron was only noticed by some people, then now, Wuxia, Korea, and even the Japanese players who were involved from time to time were all focused on this competition. It seemed that the competition in the Tiger King's cave had become the battlefield of the 2 countries' radical players. Taking advantage of the time when Lu Chen's dungeon was reset, 3 Holy Golden Cauldron took the lead and entered the Tiger King's cave for the second time. 36 minutes and 22 seconds, 3 Holy Golden Cauldron set a new record. Nameless entered the dungeon as soon as it was reset. His fearless spirit and strong fighting spirit ignited the passion in the hearts of Wuxia's players. Nameless is so fierce. He's not afraid at all. One word: fight. Go Nameless! Lu Chen finally entered the dungeon. Outside, he was stared at by thousands of people. Some of them even had a live stream sign on their avatars, which meant that there were still people streaming. Those streamers did not do anything else but stare at him. It was a rather uncomfortable feeling. It was better to be in an instance dungeon. Forget it. Maybe it's because I was the first one to clear the Tiger King's cave and got the purple equipment. That's why I want to see them all. Lu Chen guessed. That's good too. Just treat it as an advertisement. When we sell the equipment later, the price will be higher with more people bidding for it. Lu Chen didn't want to think too much about it. What other people did had nothing to do with him. In any case, he was going to grind the Tiger King's cave today. At least earn the money to buy the house and the furniture. Lu Chen had already thought about it carefully when he was cultivating his spiritual energy outside. If he wanted to lure out the blazing tiger, he would have to clear the dungeon within 15 minutes. This wasn't too difficult for him, but he couldn't help but wonder if there were any other hidden bosses behind the blazing tiger. If so, how long would it take to clear the level? Although Lu Chen didn't have much hope, since the blazing tiger had already dropped a purple equipment, he still wanted to give it a try. While he was outside, Lu Chen had replanned his route to lure the monsters. He removed all unnecessary routes to shorten the time as much as possible. Lu Chen also thought of asking the 7 heads and the 3 idiots to help. Their attributes were pretty good. If they had 2 pieces of equipment, their survivability would be better than most players. However, Lu Chen gave up in the end. He had to lure 40 elites and a boss behind him. It seemed like he was the only one who could do this. No one else could replace him. Moreover, His agility was much higher than the 7 heads and the 3 idiots. His movement speed and stamina could keep up. That was why he could lure the monsters together. Let's try to do it within 10 minutes. If it doesn't work this time, I'll go recruit a few more subordinates, Wuxia said. 7 heads, 3 idiots, I'll do it the same way. I'll try to be faster this time. After saying that, Wuxia ran along his new route, luring the monsters along the way. This time, when he was luring the monsters, Wuxia used a skill from his equipment, night pants. As long as he was within 5 meters of the monsters, they would be burned by the true blue flames. Naturally, he would attract aggro. With the increase in agility, movement speed, optimization of the route, and the use of true blue flames, Wuxia's luring speed was much faster than before. In 6 minutes and 18 seconds, Wuxia had completed luring the monsters in the entire dungeon. According to the previous routine, the 7 heads and the 3 idiots were already hiding in a corner. Wuxia quickly filled in. Beat them up. Wuxia's attack had increased greatly. After the 7 heads had leveled up to level 16, his attack had increased slightly. This wave of clearing monsters was much faster than before. In 9 minutes and 43 seconds, Wuxia had cleared the Tiger King's cave dungeon. Next were the 3 hidden bosses. Wuxia quickly cleared them. This time, True Fire Splitter Tiger dropped another tiger weep. Wuxia happily put it away. Is there any more? Let's see if there's another boss. After waiting for a while, the next boss still did not appear. Instead, the system's notification came. Ding! Tiger King's cave dungeon cleared in 0:31:52. Congratulations on breaking the record for the Tiger King's cave dungeon. Player chose to remain anonymous. Wuxia's server clear leaderboard. First place, anonymous player team leader. Result, 0:31:52. Reward daily reward. Tiger hemostasis *1. Looks like there are no more hidden bosses. Wuxia was slightly disappointed, but he immediately shook his head in self-mockery. I was too greedy. This trip dropped 23 pieces of green equipment, 11 pieces of blue equipment, 1 piece of tiger weep, a pile of materials, and 280,000 experience. That's enough. The Korean MMORPG hurriedly went to the official website of 3 Sages. I just watched Wuxia's live stream. That guy cleared the dungeon in 31 minutes. 31 minutes? Impossible. 3 Sages just set a record of 36 minutes. That's already the perfect plan. How could he clear the dungeon in 31 minutes? How did he do it? Everyone, don't worry. Jean Ding has already contacted the 9-Star Guild and the General Guild. They are now planning to join forces. The 4 major guilds will send out their strongest players to snatch the first place back from that guy. This time, Jean Ding was not in a hurry to clear the dungeon. Instead, he waited for the other 2 major guilds to gather. They waited for a long time. Nameless Bro seemed to have entered the Tiger King's cave again. However, they were not in a hurry. This time, they were going to make a big move. The 4 major guilds would choose 5 of their strongest players to form a super strong team, known as Korea's First Team. Korea's strongest first team would not be afraid of a mere Nameless Bro. Hard work paid off. Soon good news came. Nameless Bro exited the dungeon in less than 10 minutes. Without a doubt, it was impossible to clear the Tiger King's cave in such a short time. He must have failed this time. After equipping themselves with new equipment, the group stood in front of the Tiger King's cave. Stimulated by the good news, 3 Sages Razor was full of excitement. He said to everyone, "Everyone, that guy is dead. This means that he has reached his limit. Everyone pay attention. This is a battle that concerns the honor and dignity of Korea's players. We must make Wuxia's dirty dogs shut their mouths. We must let them know who's the strong one. Our Korea is known as the Taiji Tiger. The record of the Tiger King's cave must belong to our Korea. At this time, please put aside the conflicts between the sections. Let Wuxia never raise their heads in front of us." Okay. Nameless Bro was like a lamp that had run out of oil. The strongest players of Korea formed the strongest first team. This time, the battle for the dungeon between the 2 countries was about to come to an end. The scales of victory were completely tilted towards the Korean players. Chapter 94. Razor's motivational speech instantly aroused the dissatisfaction of Wuxia's players. This guy was insulting Wuxia's players just like how he destroyed Tang Dynasty. Nameless Bro didn't say a word. Look at these guys calling him a dirty dog. They even said we would be arrogant. Who was the one who insulted me, Gongtian first? The 4 major guilds teaming up. How shameless. At this moment, a video from a certain live stream suddenly exploded among Wuxia's players like a bomb. In the video, a handsome man in a tight suit walked out of the Tiger King's cave. However, looking at his appearance, he seemed unusually depressed. Damn, this is such a failure. A mistake, a mistake. Nameless Bro shook his head and blamed himself. I'm going to die from my own stupidity. I checked my equipment and said quit. And now I'm out of the dungeon. The most valuable items are at the back. Oh my, internal injuries, internal injuries. This means this trip was for nothing. Damn. I'm so depressed. As soon as he came out, Nameless Bro sat alone on a tree stump and kept blaming himself. That kind of regret of not being able to complete the mission was heart-wrenching. Because the video was taken from the live stream, the players' comments were also displayed. Nameless Bro, don't blame yourself. You've done your best. Yeah, Nameless Bro, we all know that you've really worked hard. No matter the result, you've already won my respect. Nameless Bro, I've never admired anyone in the game, but you're definitely one. If you're blaming yourself, we don't know what to do. Cheer up. In the video, the streamer walked to the dungeon entrance and placed one hand on the dungeon entrance. Then a picture appeared. Wuxia's server clearance leaderboard. First place. Anonymous player captain. Result. 009, 32 reward. Daily reward Tiger Hemostasis, *1. The livestream suddenly fell silent. Finally, someone couldn't stand the silence and asked a question. This result, is it the clearance result? This question stayed on the screen for a long time, and no one could answer. Since it was recorded by the system on the leaderboard, it was obvious that this result was the result of clearing the dungeon. It was common knowledge that the system would not display the result of a failed mission. But this result was simply impossible. This was common sense. At this moment, 2 pieces of common sense clashed. When the video was uploaded to the official website of 3 sages, the impassioned Razor, the confident Golden Cauldron Miatang, and the other members of Team 1 saw it. They felt as if they had been electrocuted. For a long time, no one said a word. No. Impossible. This result is impossible. With my 20 years of gaming experience, I can conclude that this result is impossible. However, this was not a screenshot. Screenshots could be photoshopped. This was a video. Of course, the video could also be photoshopped. However, one after another, large pictures and short videos were fiercely posted by Wuxia's players in the comments section. The detailed filming process from various angles was telling them time and time again that this was the fastest time to clear the Tiger King's cave in Wuxia. With a thud, Third Saint Razor fell to his knees. This result had already exceeded the scope of his ability. No, to be precise, it had exceeded the scope of his understanding. No matter what, it's impossible. Impossible, impossible. Golden Cauldron Miatang took a few steps back and leaned against a tree. 9 minutes, 9 minutes. This is simply not something a human can do. How did he do it? His previous results. Could it be? 3 sages in Golden Cauldron had entered the dungeon for 45 minutes several times. They actually knew that there was a hidden boss in the dungeon. However, the competition now was a battle of honor and dignity. Naturally, they had neglected the hidden boss. They had always thought that Brother Nameless would definitely not care about the hidden boss at this time. However, from Brother Nameless results this time, and then thinking about the terrifying set of equipment that Brother Nameless had. Now, it seemed that Nameless' previous results were very likely the results after killing the hidden boss. It was fine when they did not know, but now that they knew, Golden Cauldron Miatang suddenly felt that the world was spinning. He had killed the hidden boss and cleared the dungeon faster than them. What did this mean? Nameless' last result was enough to explain everything. The ones who were hurt the most were actually the players from Wuxia. Previously, when they saw how Nameless blamed himself, they blamed himself even more than Nameless. Nameless fought so hard for the honor of the players from Wuxia, but he blamed himself because of a misperformance. This made the other players feel bad. However, this guy said, "It was a mistake, it was a mistake." In the end, he indiscriminately slapped everyone in the face. "Wait, just now brother Nameless said. He made a mistake. Fuck, I really kneel to Nameless. This is called a mistake. Please make a mistake. Big brother, I felt sorry for you for a long time just now. Now I realize that I'm an idiot. How the hell did you make a mistake in clearing the dungeon in 10 minutes? How did brother Nameless do it in 10 minutes? Can anyone give an answer?" Lucian was speechless at his own brainless actions. When he looked up, he realized that a group of people in front of him was staring at him. What were these people doing instead of leveling up? "Why aren't you leaving? I've already cleared the dungeon 4 times, and you've only seen it 3 times. Are you out of your mind? I'll do it after a break and sell my equipment." Lucian stood up and prepared to leave this troublesome place. The dungeon leveled up too quickly, and he enjoyed the experience alone. One trip was worth 200,000 experience. After clearing the dungeon 4 times, he was now level 17. Once Lucian reached level 18, the experience and drop rate of the monsters in the dungeon would decrease. At that time, he would only be able to farm the boss, so he was not in a hurry to clear the dungeon. Moreover, Lucian was tired. Money was money, but his life was obviously more important. Lucian had just stood up when the players opposite him suddenly cheered loudly. "Nameless bro is mighty. Nameless bro is domineering. Nameless bro is invincible. Nameless bro, does your guild still need more people? I want to follow you. Nameless bro, you're so handsome, I love you." A few girls screamed at a decibel that was almost beyond the human ear. "I'm just clearing a dungeon myself. Why are they so excited? Damn, these people are crazy." Lucian felt a chill in his heart and quickly ran away. Fortunately, Lucian's movement speed was fast, so he escaped the encirclement of the players. After finally finding a place without people, Lucian hurriedly returned to his territory. This trip is quite fruitful. Lucian looked at the various equipment and materials in his backpack with satisfaction. 1 tiger weep, 15 blue equipment, more than 50 green equipment, and so many white equipment that Lucian could only put them in 7 heads and 3 idiots' backpack. I wonder how much money I can earn. Speaking of which, I haven't earned much for a few days. I should quickly earn the money for the house. 3 sages, Golden Cauldron's official website had been attacked by Wuxia players. The comment section was filled with screenshots. 9 minutes and 32 seconds, like a red flag, stood tall together with the words "Anonymous Player." "I heard that you want to teach Wuxia players how to clear the Tiger King's cave? We humbly ask for guidance. How do we fight? Hey, why did you stop the broadcast? Where are Korea's strongest players? They are not even challenging anymore. Please give them some pressure. I must say that Korea's games are indeed the #1 in the world. Speaking of which, when will you guys be able to break Nameless Bro's performance? I'm looking forward to it. Where are Korea's players? Didn't you call them trash and teach them how to be a person? Come, please teach us how to be a person." Korea's players all secretly logged out of the website. Half an hour later, 3 sages and Golden Cauldron's official website showed that website is under maintenance. Chapter 95. The news of Nameless clearing the Tiger King's cave in 9 minutes and 33 seconds had caused a huge commotion in the entire Asia server. In China, Nameless fame instantly killed Mad God. The words "Nameless" appeared more frequently in the comments section of the official website. Many players even imitated Nameless and hid their ID in the game. Lucian also saw many people talking about him in the trading post. However, he didn't have time to care about this problem. He would sell the equipment first, and then see what was going on. Now that Lucian had his own guild, he used the guild's name to sell the items. Since he was the guild leader, the items were bound to his bank account, and the income was also with him. The higher the level, the more high-quality equipment there would be. Therefore, the less rare white equipment would be. Although the level of the equipment was high, the price wouldn't increase exponentially like the level. Lucian understood this principle and started to put the equipment up for sale. The attributes of the white equipment were average. However, the combat boots were new and had never been dropped before. The tiger skin leg guards had better attributes than the poison mist leg guards. The white tiger skin felt hat had higher defense than the exquisite spider silk helmet, but it didn't add any attributes, so the price might be lower. Let's make it 580 for 38 pieces of boots, 500 for 24 pieces of leggings, 380 for 37 pieces of felt hats. Lu Chen carefully checked the prices he filled in and put them into the trading area after confirming them. I can make the green equipment more expensive. Many guilds want to clear the Tiger King's cave, so these equipment are indispensable. 30 exquisite tiger skin combat boots, each for 2,500. 24 exquisite tiger skin felt hat, also for 2,500. Anyway, it doesn't make much of a difference to the rich. Lu Chen checked his equipment again and again. These were all shining silver, so he couldn't make a mistake. After the white and green equipment were done, it was time to sell the main items. When it came to setting the price, Lu Chen was in a bit of a dilemma. The black gold ghost iron sword and the Tiger King's defensive equipment were all very strong. If players could use them now, they could sell them for tens of thousands. However, the problem was that these equipment were all level 15. Players could only use them when they were level 15. If players wanted to buy these equipment, they had to consider whether these equipment would be worth the price when they were level 15. The drop rate of the Serene Gold Sword was pretty good. There was a high chance that one would drop from a normal instance dungeon, so players might not feel the need to buy it. As for the Tiger King 3-piece set, it was even more awkward. The players probably did not know who dropped these pieces of equipment. If they thought that they were dropped from the normal instance dungeon of the Tiger King's cave, then they would definitely think that the price would not be too high. After thinking about it, Lu Chen felt a little uncertain about the price, so he simply put away the blue and purple equipment. The price will be doubled tomorrow. When the players level up, we'll let them experience the Tiger King's cave first. Who knows, we might be able to sell it at a higher price. Making money had always been Lu Chen's primary goal. When it came to things like pricing, he put more thought into it than playing games. Lu Chen was already very tired today. Coupled with the fact that there were still a bunch of players at the entrance of the cave, he decided to rest for a while. After logging into the forum, Lu Chen checked a few of the top posts and finally figured out the ins and outs of the matter. No wonder so many people were watching me clear the instance dungeon. Lu Chen shook his head. His new identity seemed to have been pushed to the forefront of the storm again. However, the matter had already passed, so Lu Chen did not pay attention to it anymore. He still had one more thing on his mind. In the Tiger King's cave, what he obtained the most was not equipment, but a large pile of materials. Every monster dropped a few materials, and even the instance dungeon reward was the blue material, Blood of the Tiger. This meant that this item should be of some use. After entering tiger skin in the search box, Lu Chen realized that there were already many posts discussing it. Begging to know where to get tiger skin, I asked my friends to help me kill a few striped tiger demons, but none of them dropped. OP, the striped tiger demons not only drop tiger skin, but also tiger teeth, tiger bones, tiger gallbladder and tiger claws. However, the drop rate is very low. I just want to know where the blood of the tiger and the head of the tiger drop. It should be from the boss, but I don't know where to get it. Tiger demons drop materials? Damn, I fought a few of them. They were level 18, and my party was almost wiped out. I wasted a lot of potions, but none of them dropped. It's normal. Tiger demons have combo attacks, high levels, and are especially hard to fight. Many professions need these materials such as tailors, refiners, spiritualists, and so on. The most disgusting thing is that there are so many people above level 10 now. But have you seen a pharmacist? Have you seen a spiritualist, a puppeteer, and a babysitter? Have you seen a martial artist? Have you seen a sword spirit? Have you seen a sword spirit? I'm too lazy to talk about other things. Anyway, there's only one reason. Lack of these mediums, lack of these materials. That's true. Up until now, apart from the Talisman Formation Master, even the guild leader has not collected enough materials. Let's level up first. Starting from level 1, to poison fog forest, haven't you realized? Jiutian is actually not hardcore at all. This is a fucking hardcore game. It specializes in dealing with stubborn people. Lu Chen frowned slightly. It turned out that these materials were so useful that many professions needed them. With Jiutian's lousy nature, the drop rate of normal monsters in the wild was negligible. No wonder so many players reached level 10, but only a few actually changed professions. Then can't I sell them for money? Lu Chen was suddenly energized. He searched for purchasing materials, and a bunch of posts immediately popped up. Purchasing tiger skin, tiger bone, tiger gallbladder, tiger claws, tiger teeth, 100 renminbi each. Also purchasing tiger blood and tiger head at a high price. Price negotiable. Guild purchasing tiger demon materials without limit. Can add PP 864, 879, 8801. Purchasing all kinds of tiger demon materials for 150 renminbi. If there are any, you can send a private message to pages. Purchasing profession materials at the highest price on the entire net. 200 renminbi each. Tiger blood and tiger head negotiable. This post is valid long term. There are actually people who want 200 renminbi each. This price greatly exceeded Lu Chen's expectations. One had to know that this was only the purchase price. Generally speaking, the purchase price was lower than the actual price, especially when purchasing in bulk. Fuck, so the most valuable thing was this thing. Lu Chen hurriedly went to the trading platform to search for past transactions. Tiger bone transaction price, 290 renminbi quantity, 1. Tiger skin transaction price, 300 renminbi quantity, 1. Tiger claw transaction price, 320 renminbi quantity 1. There were quite a lot of transaction records. After all, some players felt that they couldn't gather enough materials, so they might as well sell them and exchange them for equipment. The average transaction price was between 270 and 320 renminbi. Moreover, as long as someone put out an item, it would be instantly sold. Lu Chen looked at the more than 1,000 materials in his backpack and trembled. Now the players should know where to farm for materials. I wonder if I can still sell them at this price. Lu Chen first took out 10 animal skins and placed them on the trading platform. He set the price as a middle price of 300 renminbi. As soon as the item was placed, it was instantly sold. Lu Chen widened his eyes. As expected, the market still needed a large amount of materials. If that's the case, then this old man won't hold back, Lu Chen said excitedly. Subsequently, all 1,209 white materials were placed on the net. 10 in a group, each priced at 300 renminbi. In an instant, the number of Lu Chen's emails began to increase crazily. Tiger Tooth X10 consigned by Frenzy Wave has been successfully sold. After deducting 5% handling fee, 2,700 renminbi has been transferred to your bank card. Tiger Skin X10 consigned by Frenzy Wave has been successfully sold. After deducting 5% handling fee, 2,700 renminbi has been transferred to your bank card. Exquisite Tiger Fur Felt Hat, consigned by Frenzy Wave has been successfully sold. After deducting 5% handling fee, 2,250 renminbi has been transferred to your bank card. The incoming messages flooded the screen. Chapter 96. In the past, Lu Chen didn't even feel as good as selling a floral dress for 100,000 yuan. The income was flooding the screen. Thousands and thousands, it was like money was falling from the sky. In just 10 minutes, all the items Lu Chen had consigned were sold out. Connect to my phone and check my messages. During the guild transaction, Lu Chen bound another bank card. At this time, the balance on this card had changed from 102 to 518,511. 02. 518,000. Damn. Lu Chen couldn't recover for a long time. If he added the 600,000 on his Agricultural Bank of China card, he had more than 1 million in savings. Most importantly, he had earned more than 500,000 in half a day. Damn, I've earned a lot, Lu Chen said excitedly. Oh, by the way, there are still 17 tigers' blood and 2 tigers' head. These can be put in the auction house. There's no rush to sell them now. We'll sell them, after they attract attention on the trading platform. In front of such a huge income, Lucian didn't need to rest. He quickly returned to the game and continued farming the Tiger King's cave. The 7 beasts were around the territory, helping the 3 idiots level up. The 7 beasts were already level 17, while the 3 idiots were only level 15. They needed to level up. The 10 beasts were chasing each other around the territory. Anyway, it was still safe in the territory. Looking at these little dregs with 1 combat power having fun, Lucian smiled from the bottom of his heart. He grabbed Xiaobai and touched the little guy's fluffy head. I almost forgot that you can grow into a fire qilin in the future. Little White was obediently in Lu Chen's hand. He rubbed his little head against Lu Chen's hand, and from time to time, he would let out a childish cry. Speaking of which, I wanted to bring you guys to level up, but let's fill up the Tiger King's cave first. Otherwise, the price of the materials will drop when others start farming the Tiger King's cave. The price of the materials was indeed high, but Lucian also knew that it was high because others couldn't farm the Tiger King's cave. It was a pity that he was already level 17. He would be level 18 after farming 2 more times. At that time, the monsters might not drop any materials. When the little ones saw Lucian return, they all ran to his feet. Lucian smiled and squatted down. You're so clingy. Then I'll bring you along. Before the last word go was said, Lucian suddenly froze. He suddenly thought of a problem. Although the 10 beasts had yet to reach the next stage, they could still level up to level 10. This was a huge amount of EXP for him. Lucian would definitely prioritize his own leveling speed, and would not share his EXP with them. Since the 10 beasts were born with extremely high aggro value, they would automatically attract the attacks of wild monsters. So Lu Chen's initial plan was to personally level them up a few levels. After all, the experience at the beginning was very little. Then, after their attributes increased a little, he would let 7 heads take them to a safe place to level up. But that would take a long time. But it was different now. There were benefits to Lu Chen suppressing his level. If he could farm the Tiger King's cave a few more times, he would be able to earn at least a few 100,000 yuan. From level 1 to level 10, he needed 200,000 EXP. 10 little beasts would be 2 million EXP. Just the 10 of them would be able to help Lu Chen get 2 million EXP. 8 trips to the Tiger King's cave. There were also the 3 idiots. They were only around level 15, and needed 750,000 EXP to level up to level 17. 3 of them would be 2,250,000 EXP. Another 8 trips. Lu Chen instantly lost his composure. This was all money. Fuck, I'm really a blockhead. 7 heads, come back. Don't bring the 3 idiots to level up. Stop. Lu Chen looked at his EXP. Level 17 upgrade progress. 58034/500000. He first distributed the extra 58,000 EXP to Big Head. Then, he hurriedly recalled his underlings and rushed to the Tiger King's cave. Seeing that Nameless had been gone for a long time, and that the competition between Wuxia and Dahan had ended, the spectators in the Tiger King's cave finally went back to what they were supposed to do. Lu Chen immediately entered the Tiger King's cave. 7 heads, 3 idiots, same old routine, kill them. 6.5 minutes later, Lu Chen pulled all the monsters into the Phantom Gold Blade Tiger's room, and cleared the monsters in the corner with his underlings. Killed Robust Scarlet Striped Tiger, level 15 elite. Captured 2,712 spiritual energy. Obtained stage 3 talent fragment. Obtained 2 3-star quality points. Ding! Obtained item Tiger Tooth * 2. Killed a strong scarlet-eyed striped tiger, level 15 elite. Obtained 2,712 points of heaven and earth spiritual energy. Obtained 2 rank 3 talent fragments. Ding! Obtained item Tiger Skin * 2. In the past, Lu Chen did not feel anything when he saw these materials. Now he was more excited when he saw materials than equipment. In his mind, he directly converted these materials into RMB. 600 EXP. Wow, this one dropped 3 materials. Awesome, 900 EXP. Killed exceptionally robust scarlet striped tiger, level 16 elite. Captured 3,540 spiritual energy. Obtain 2 stage 4 talent fragment. Obtain 2 stage 4 quality points. Ding obtained item exquisite tiger skin boots, green. Obtain tiger skin *1, tiger tooth *2, tiger gallbladder *1, tiger claw *2. Damn, 6 of them, 1,800. Lu Chen suddenly had an illusion. Others were farming for equipment, experience, and copper coins in dungeons, but he was farming RMB, 600 EXP per monster. Damn, I really loved the Tiger King's cave. Lu Chen's determination to level up had been corroded by money. At the same time, the official forum was once again in an uproar, due to the large trading of materials in the trading area. Damn, which area is Mad Waves in? So many materials? I counted 121 sets, more than 1,200 materials. Are you stupid? You don't even know that Mad Waves is Nameless Guild. Only the Tiger King's cave would drop so many materials. Damn, I'm too late. If I can get the materials and become a pharmacist, the pressure in dungeons would be much less. Regardless of the usefulness of a pharmacist, the reason why the party can't level up quickly is because there is no division of labor. Everyone's strength is completely dependent on the difference in equipment level. Everyone is a tank, but actually no one is a tank. It all depends on the skill and awareness. Damn, I didn't get it. We are in urgent need of these materials to enter the entry level of class advancement. Who isn't? In the past, Solipsistic would inform us. Nameless didn't tell us in advance, and just gave us the materials. We didn't make it in time. 121 sets. I'm vomiting blood. I don't know if Nameless will give us the materials. He is the only one in the entire server who can clear the Tiger King's cave. If he can sell more materials, we can make up for the difference in level between us and the foreign servers. I'm not trying to discourage you, but even if Nameless did, you wouldn't be able to buy it. Who knows how many professional parties are watching the trading area for 24 hours a day. A true class advancement player was too important to a party. It was no exaggeration to say that if a party with a reasonable class combination could be assembled, even if their equipment was a little worse, and their level was a little lower, their combat power would not lose to the Sage's pioneering party. At this moment a player typed a sentence. The trading area is about to welcome a bloody storm. Chapter 97. Professional teams, semi-professional teams, and even some small civilian groups had sent people to keep an eye on the trading post. Mad God only had one in-game friend in name, and it was the same for Nameless Bro. He did not have any friends at all. Perhaps it was because experts did not like adding friends. This meant that no one could contact him. It was completely random whether he was selling or not. TT Guild was holding a meeting with the shareholders and leaders. Today TT's biggest financial backer, Li Zhuguang, the chairman of Hongxin Group, and his mistress were coming to inspect their work. Seeing their boss and mistress sitting there, the project leader, Old Peng, and the leader, Lin Sun, were a little embarrassed. Last time, their boss had asked for help to snatch the 100-flower dress, but they did not manage to get it. They felt a little guilty. Li Zhuguang looked at everyone and smiled. You're all acting like you've done something wrong. Take a seat, everyone. Old Li, it's rare for you to ask for help last time, and we didn't do a good job. Look at this. Old Peng took the lead. Li Zhuguang smiled. Sai, it's not a big deal. Old Peng, you're really something. You tried your best to snatch the 100-flower dress. I know, but there was nothing you could do if you couldn't get it. After all, there was only one piece. So many people were eyeing it, and I know a few bosses who were determined to get it. It's just a piece of entertainment equipment. It's not a big deal. Come everyone, take a seat. Only then did everyone sit down. Alright, relax. You're now a very important department in Hongxin. It's a department with strategic importance. You don't have to be so reserved. Li Zhuguang gave off an amiable vibe. Today, I have good news for everyone. What good news? We'll increase our support for TT and the other 3 professional guilds. Ah, this is really good news, Old Peng said excitedly. Li Zhuguang said, I'm also playing Jiutian. I'm very clear about the current situation. The foreign servers are developing much faster than our own. I have no doubt that they'll continue to suppress us with their level advantage. Everyone, don't just set your sights on the domestic server. Of course, I'm not asking you to bite off more than you can chew. You know that we have to look at the present and fight our way out of the encirclement of other teams. But we also have to plan for the future. I can only describe the business opportunities in Jiotian with 4 words: unparalleled. Then the initial investment must also be proportional. Take Nameless for example. He's currently selling class materials and mediums, right? Isn't he selling them for 3,000 each? Once he puts them on the trading platform, it's all up to luck whether we can get them or not. This won't do. We have to get it. A spirit controller with a baby and one without a baby are 2 completely different things. An apothecary with healing abilities and an apothecary in name are also 2 completely different concepts. That's why we have to buy the materials. If 3,000 yuan can't buy it, then 4,000, 5,000 yuan. In short, I will allow you to double your budget. Old Peng Lin Sun and the other commanders all sucked in a breath of cold air. Director Li had indeed brought great news. The budget had been doubled. Also, Li Zhuguang continued, Nameless isn't like Mad God. He's been in the game before. I've already asked my friends to help me investigate. I believe we'll be able to find him soon. Once we find him, I want you to find him offline. If we can't contact him online, we'll go offline. But you have to be careful. People like Nameless are usually very arrogant. Pay attention to your attitude and words. At the very least, you can't be his enemy. Do you understand? Boss, don't worry. As long as there's news of him, I'll immediately bring people to find him and settle this matter personally, Lin Sun said. Yes, I'm not worried about Lin Sun. Oh right, there's one more thing. It's a private matter. Qiuning, you say it yourself. The perfect goddess beside Li Zhuguang stood up generously. Commanders, I would like to apply to join the TT Guild. My level is still very low, only level 10, but I promise I'll work hard to level up. After that, Li Qiuning bowed to everyone, scaring them half to death. This time, Lu Chen didn't make the same stupid mistake as before. He didn't get teleported out, because he wanted to check his equipment. He would never make such a low-level mistake again. At this time, he had already defeated the last hidden boss, Blazing Tiger. Not only did it drop purple and blue equipment, but it also dropped purple materials. He had to treat it seriously. At this time, Lu Chen's helmet notified him that he had a call. Now that Lu Chen didn't feel any pressure fighting this boss, he looked at the caller ID. It's that guy. Pick it up. Hey Mad God. What's up? The caller directly called out Lu Chen's other identity. Don't call me Mad God. Tell me, what do you want from me? Lu Chen wasn't surprised. After all, this guy had seen him in person and knew that he was solipsistic. When he saw Nameless' appearance on the live stream, he definitely knew that Nameless was solipsistic. Fortunately, this guy was still very tight-lipped. The caller was Li Muhua from the northern military region. I was afraid that you would forget about me. Nameless, can I ask you for a favor? Are soldiers also so wishy-washy? Tell me I'm fighting a boss. Damn, you're fighting a boss again? Which boss? You won't know even if I tell you. Are you going to tell me or not? If not, I'm hanging up. No, I'll tell you. Do you still have materials? We don't have any advantage in terms of equipment and level. We want to try to gain some advantage from our classes. Can you give us some? Oh no, not give, sell some to us. You're buying equipment? Aren't you always going to work hard? Sigh, just working hard won't work. We don't even have a single piece of Everhill's guard. If this continues, we won't even be able to clear the level 15 Tiger King dungeon. Even the leaders can't stand it anymore. Li Muhua said sadly. I was just lectured by the leaders, especially the hostility of the Grand Han. Don't you already know? It's fine if we don't merge servers now. At most it's just a test. But if we merge in the future, we'll be under a lot of pressure. If we don't stand up, we'll be scolded by others. Okay, but we're just friends. I won't give you a cheap price, Lu Chen replied heartlessly. I know, I didn't give you a cheap price, Li Muhua said. Not only that, I'll give you double the price. Double the price? Yes, our leaders said the same thing to you. Friendship is friendship, business is business. You're already a good friend to sell to us. We can't let our friends lose out. Anyway, we have a lot of money now. We didn't dare to buy your equipment before, but now we can still buy some, hee hee. Li Muhua's smug tone could be heard through the phone. Chapter 98. Rich. How rich are you? Hee hee, it's not convenient for me to tell you. Anyway, we didn't dare to buy your stuff before. But now, hee hee, we can still buy a little bit. Lu Chen didn't care who he sold the materials to. He had a good impression of Li Muhua and the others. Now that they were willing to double the price, there was no problem. Look at you, how much do you want? Tiger tooth, tiger skin, tiger bone, tiger gallbladder, tiger claw, and tiger heart. How about 10 sets each? Okay, I'll come out and trade with you. Thank you, thank you. Do you have tiger's blood and tiger's head? Yes, but the price? I haven't thought about it yet. If that's the case, then when you've decided, can you call me? This is my private number, it's very secure. Li Muhua suddenly thought of something. Oh right, our leader said that you're too famous now, and asked if you want to hide your identity. Hide my identity? That's right. Characters from the 9 heavens are real characters. You're now at the heart of the storm, although it's certain that many people will come to buy things from you offline, which is beneficial for you to earn money. On the other hand, it's very likely that you'll encounter some unnecessary trouble when interacting with them offline. Lu Chen frowned. Even his actions against the boss slowed down by half a beat. Li Muhua's words did remind him. Lu Chen, if you're willing, we can erase all your records. Unless it's someone who knows you. No one will be able to find you online. Also, if there's anything, just look for Secretary Lin directly. Don't be afraid to trouble him, understand? Your safety has risen to a level that you can't even imagine. Lu Chen nodded. Don't make it sound so mysterious. I don't want to get involved in any messy matters. I just want to play the game in peace. Then help me hide it. Oh, and my sister. Got it, leave it to me. After hanging up, Explosive Tiger's health was almost depleted. Not long after, it was dead. Sure enough, the boss dropped a purple weapon, purple materials, pants, and other miscellaneous items. After Lu Chen collected them, he exited the dungeon. After finding a safe place, Lu Chen distributed all 24800 XP to Big Head, leveling him up to level 16. This was the first time that Lu Chen had felt heartache, because his subordinate had leveled up. Big Head, you actually leveled up. Can't you hold on a little longer? Well, the child had to grow up eventually. After sorting out the materials in his hands, Lu Chen gave Li Muhua a call and made an appointment for a private transaction room. There were a total of 10 sets of tiger bone, tiger heart, tiger claw, tiger skin, tiger gallbladder, and tiger tooth in the trading column. When it came to the price, Lu Chen hesitated for a moment before writing down 30,000. You wrote the wrong price. Didn't I say double the price? It's 60,000. I really wrote it wrong. Forget it, I'm too lazy to change it. I'll sell it to you for 30,000. What? Do you want me to change it back? Li Muhua was not stupid. What did he mean by wrong? Lu Chen was just teasing him. Otherwise, why would he ask him to change the price? Of course, he would change it directly. This price was deliberately written by Lu Chen. Lu Chen talked about money all day long, but he did not expect that he actually did not only have money in his eyes. He actually took the initiative to give up a profit of 30,000. If it was said that he was on good terms with Lu Chen at the beginning, then this time, Li Muhua was really impressed by Lu Chen. This guy was not as heartless and cold as he appeared to be. Then okay, I won't say anything else. I'll pay you directly. Okay. After completing the transaction, Lu Chen directly logged back into the game. Li Muhua was alone in the room in a daze. To be honest, Wuxia's military was under a lot of pressure. The country's server was lagging behind in all aspects. Moreover, the chief's order was to let the outside world think that they were training for entertainment and not fighting for hegemony. This made their hands and feet tied many times. This time, the higher-ups finally put some restrictions on the loan. However, there was still a huge gap between them and the overseas military. They could not even compare to the domestic professional teams. The Tiger King's cave incident was just a coincidence. Jiutian was still a long way from the merger of the various countries' servers. However, this incident also sounded the alarm for them. The Korean military was even stronger than the three sages. If the leader's prediction was correct, then how would they deal with the military forces of other countries in the future? Taking a deep breath, Li Muhua looked at the empty seat opposite him. That guy, when the time comes, would he make a move? Imperial capital. Dynasty's crown prince was looking for a beauty to relax in the VIP room of a KTV. Suddenly, a phone call came in. He quickly withdrew his hand from the beauty's clothes and hurried out with the phone. After finding a quiet place, Crown Prince asked in a deep voice, "Did you find out the guy's address?" "Brother E, I was about to find it, but the clues were suddenly cut off. The internet, telecommunications, household registration, the police system, and even the bank, all clues disappeared. How is that possible? With your connections, how can you not find it?" "That guy stole my mythical beast. I'll kill him no matter what." "Brother E, I really can't find it. Also, I advise you not to touch him." "Why? I wish I could pull out his tendons and skin him alive. I'm sure that he used my divine beast to pass through the Tiger King's cave. Everything should have belonged to me." Recalling the scene back then, the Crown Prince clenched his teeth in anger, and a murderous glint flashed across his eyes. How could a person clear the Twin Towers? How could a person clear the Tiger King's cave? The only possibility was the mythical beast. There was no such thing as Brother Nameless in the past. He was just a normal player with a slightly higher level. At that time, Crown Prince tried his best but failed to deceive that guy. He picked up the ready-made mythical beast. Then, he used the illusions of the two mythical beasts to clear the dungeon. How many players in the country regarded him as a hero? How many beauties looked at him in a different light? The attention of the country, the fans, the glory, and all those materials should belong to him. "Brother E, calm down. Let's put it this way. I've only encountered this situation once. I'm guessing that Brother Nameless information has been classified as a national secret." "What? National secret?" "Yes, otherwise, it's impossible that no one can find it." The person on the other side said seriously, "Brother E, you know what this means. There's someone behind him." Crown Prince smashed the latest iPhone in his hand. He was so angry that he walked back and forth with his hands on his waist. Damn it, this guy. Damn it. Even though he was the Crown Prince, he did not dare to touch the people of the country. He could only swallow his anger. Li Zhuguang just received a call that Brother Nameless information could not be found. "Old Wang, it can't be. Even you can't find it?" "Yes, I'm sure that other than a few people, the outside world can't find this guy." "Why is that so?" "It's possible." The person lowered his voice. "There's a big shot protecting him." They were all old friends. Li Zhuguang naturally understood what Lao Wang was implying. "Sigh, alright. If that's the case, we can only let it go. I just didn't expect the big shot to take action so quickly. Old Wang, how's the development of your team?" "How else can it be? Everyone's situation in the country is similar. Korea suffered a loss this time. Do you know what's the situation in China now? The whole country is fighting. They're all holding back. I've received news from Tianxing that the level 50 Asia servers will merge. When that time comes, we might be suppressed." Li Zhuguang took a deep breath. "It's not optimistic. Nameless materials are a good thing, but it's limited. Although Korea and Japan are not selling materials, they will be able to fight on their own soon. Our disadvantage will only get worse. Level 50 is not close, but it's not far either. When that time comes, we might not be able to withstand the pressure. Yes, now we can only increase our support and prepare for the future Asia war." Li Zhuguang took a deep breath. Level 50. Chapter 99. Tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. It would be double the time for the whole server. Lu Chen was now afraid when he thought about it. What double experience? No, the price of materials might drop tomorrow. Let's farm a few more times tonight. Damn it, I promised not to stay up all night. I have no choice this time. Let's hurry up and earn more money. At 1:30 in the morning, Lu Chen farmed the Tiger King's cave 7 times. After distributing the experience, the 2 and 3 beasts had reached level 17. Taking advantage of the half-hour reset time, Lu Chen would place the materials and low-level equipment he obtained in the trading area after completing the dungeon. 7 dungeons, a total of 850,000. An average of 120,000 per trip. Including the balance of the 2 cards, Lu Chen's total savings was close to 2 million. Buying a house in full was not a problem. Not only could he buy a house, but he also had enough furniture for the balcony on the top floor. It was a good thing that the 3 dumb beasts could not level up with him. If he encountered a situation where he needed to suppress his level in the future, their low level would be an advantage. With such a huge income, Lu Chen was not sleepy at all. Damn it, I farmed a house in one night. What's the point of sleeping? Let's do it a few more times. Including the dungeon reset time, and the time spent clearing the dungeon, Lu Chen farmed the dungeon once every hour and 10 minutes. After more than an hour, Lu Chen came out of the dungeon again. He leaned against a tree stump and rested. At the same time, he put the goods on the shelves. He no longer looked at the mail. It was impossible that the goods could not be sold. Even if it was 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, there would still be people waiting there to buy his goods. It was better to distribute the experience first. Which of the 10 beasts will level up first? Lu Chen looked at the interface of the beast pen. The fiercest ones inside were Xiao He and Xiao Qing. These 2 guys never stopped. Neither of them was willing to give in to the other. If it wasn't for the fact that the beast pen was separated, they would probably fight again. Lu Chen shook his head and pulled Little Black out. Little Black was the name Lu Chen gave it. It sounded very ordinary, almost making people forget that it could evolve into the Black Flame Dragon Emperor. Xiao He, you're the most mischievous. Don't feel wronged. Let me tell you, you'll be a family in the future. Don't always fight among yourselves. After being taught a lesson by Lu Chen, Little He lowered its head and wrapped itself around Lu Chen's arm, pretending to be dead. Alright, stop pretending. If you admit defeat so easily, would you still be fighting every day? Lu Chen was both angry and amused. Alright, I'll level you up first. Lu Chen was currently level 17, and had 245,000 experience points. Little Black needed 204,600 experience points to level up to level 10. Lu Chen directly transferred enough heaven and earth energy to Little Black. However, Xiao He's growth rate did not increase. Although it had reached level 10, its appearance did not change much. It was still a small snake. Check the attributes. Lu Chen displayed Xiao He's 3D projection in front of him, along with its attribute data. Character: Black Flame Dragon Emperor Cub level 10, unable to obtain heaven and earth energy after reaching the upper limit of the juvenile stage. Growth: 744/500000. Pure Spirit Energy 0/500000. Dark Demon Creature Soul Essence. Physical Strength 100 Agility, 100 Physique, 50 Attack, 250 Defense, 100 Health Points, 1,500 Talent. Sealed. Damn, Xiao He, your attributes. Lu Chen was stunned. Xiao He was only level 10, but its strength and agility had already reached 100? What were the attributes of a normal player at level 10? 3 dimensions were only 18, and Xiao He was still in the juvenile stage. In other words, Xiao He was now just a baby dragon. Other than 3 dimensions, Xiao He's basic attack was increased by 150, and its basic defense was increased by 50. This was even more exaggerated. The only weakness was that its health was not too much. However, it was only relatively little. 50 physique was already at the level of an elite monster. Damn! As expected of the Black Flame Dragon Emperor Cub, if you grow up, your attributes will be even better. After Xiao He's level increased, it seemed to be very excited. It stood up straight and stuck out its tongue, looking eager to fight. Lu Chen looked at Xiao He's appearance, and could not help but laugh. What? You want to fight again? Xiao He actually nodded, as if it understood Lu Chen's words. Stop fooling around. Your attributes are indeed very strong. If I was level 10 now, you would already be a powerful helper. Unfortunately, my level is now much higher than yours, and the level of the monsters I fight is also higher. You can easily be surrounded by other monsters, so it's better for you to stay here. After putting Xiaohei back into the beast's pen, the little guy seemed to be very unwilling. Xiaoqing, who was next door, was even more unhappy. It clung to the beast's pen and looked at Luchan expectantly. Okay, I know. You're afraid that you can't beat Xiaohei, right? Wait for me to level you up the next time I come out. All of you are really divine beast kindergartens. After leveling up Xiaohei, Luchan understood that the divine beast younglings already had very strong combat power, and increasing their growth rate was very likely to result in another metamorphosis. Their growth rate was already so strong now. Then after metamorphosis, they would definitely be super strong existences. Looks like I still have to increase their growth rate if I have the chance. After this, I have to quickly increase the level of my spiritual source and speed up the cultivation of spiritual power in the territory. Also, I have to find where to get those special creatures' soul essences. 9:50 in the morning, Luchan just finished clearing the Tiger King's cave and came out. After placing the materials and some of the white and green equipment in the trading area, Luchan quickly received the transfer. It was bound to the guild's bank account, and the balance was now 34 million. In addition to the 620,000 on the Agricultural Bank of China card, Luchan now had 96 million in savings. Enough to buy 2 houses. Luchan was satisfied. In terms of the army level, the 3 fools were all level 17, and among the 10 beasts, only the water and fire Taurus had not reached level 10. When the 2 little fellows saw that the other divine beasts were already level 10, they angrily hid in the corner of the beast pen. Luchan saw that the 2 little fellows were wronged, so he could only agree to the 2 little fellows. When the time was doubled, it would be enough for the 2 little fellows to level up. At 10 o'clock, the double time of the local server officially opened. In fact, since 9 o'clock in the morning, the local server players had flooded into the game. In order to protect the rights of Wuxia players, Tianqing had set restrictions on overseas IP. As long as players logged in overseas, they would not be able to change their IP and log into the Wuxia server through a VPN. The Wuxia players vowed to use these 10 hours to shorten the level gap with the foreign server players. 10:15 in the local server, District 122. Somewhere in the wilderness of the 100 Beast Mountain Range, 80 players logged in at the same time. The equipment on these people was quite luxurious, and one could even see the dark iron golden sword dropped in the Tiger King's cave, exquisite tiger fur hats, and exquisite tiger fur combat boots. In their small teams, there were even spiritualists and puppeteers who had their own pets. As for their IDs, they were all in Korean. In the command channel, the team leader spoke in Korean. Everyone pay attention. This time, all of us came to Wuxia to log into the game. Why? The team members replied in unison. We must not let Brother Nameless level up in double time. Yes, that's right. We've already done our research. Nameless has always liked to be alone. This kind of self-righteous guy usually doesn't have any real friends. He has been farming in the Tiger King's cave. Now that it's double time, the other players must be leveling up elsewhere, so no one will come over. We'll wait for him to enter the dungeon and wait at the exit. We'll take advantage of the short delay when he teleports out and kill him. Spiritualists, remember to use soul guidance on him. This way, he won't be able to ask for help when he corpses, and won't be able to switch out of the battle. Yes. This mission is deep into the enemy's territory. It's very dangerous. We're the suicide squad, but for Korea to be able to suppress Wuxia in the future, we must complete this mission. It's best if we can get his equipment. Yes, we won't let you down. Very good. Don't talk on the way to avoid exposing yourself. Let's go. Chapter 100. At the same time, in District 122, in various directions not far from the Tiger King's cave, a few teams of people came online collectively. Their IDs were made up of Japanese, English, and other languages. There were 2 to 3 teams with more people, and there were at least 40 to 50 people with fewer people. Most of the teams have already gone to various servers to disturb the Wuxia players leveling up. This time, we must not let them catch up with the double time. Yes, there are too many Wuxia players. We must work together to maintain the level advantage. It's said that some of them obtain the divine beast. This is already unfair. And there's double time for the entire server. Why? It's an unchangeable fact now. Now most of the teams are preparing to come online in various regions. Our mission is to take care of Nameless. Everyone hide your IDs. Don't expose yourself. At 10:15 a.m., just as all the Chinese players were frantically leveling up, they did not know that many well-equipped teams from other countries were quietly coming online, and their levels were much higher than those of the Chinese players. The double time had already begun. In the low-level areas of the 100 Beast Mountain range, the players were already busy. This was definitely the time to race against time. Because of this, no one overestimated themselves and came to the Tiger King's cave to waste time. No one would come to disturb Wuxia. 5 more minutes until the dungeon is reset. Wuxia calculated the time. This time, he would farm again to raise the level of the water and fire Taurus to the maximum, so that the two little fellows would not be wronged. After farming for an entire night, Wuxia was indeed a little sleepy. Fortunately, he did not have to wait for long. When Wuxia saw that it was about time, he walked towards the Tiger King's cave. After the double time, I wonder how much the price of the materials will drop. Whatever, I'll see when the time comes. If I can still earn money, I'll spend some reputation to recruit a few more low-level subordinates. Wuxia calculated as he walked towards the dungeon entrance. As he walked, Wuxia suddenly felt some movement in the surrounding forest. Ever since he had fused with the bloodline of the three-petal flower demon, Wuxia had a wider field of vision. At the same time, he didn't realize that his vision had become sharper than before when he was in the forest. In the swaying shrubs, Wuxia seemed to see a few figures hiding behind. Someone? What are you doing? Hiding was probably not a good thing, but Wuxia did not show any abnormalities for the time being. Standing in front of the Tiger King's cave, Wuxia observed his surroundings carefully and discovered that there were strange movements in all directions. In the past, there were many people who had watched Wuxia challenge the instance dungeon. At its peak, there were thousands of people watching in Area 122. However, these players were all watching openly. Even if they were dissatisfied with him, they were never as sneaky as they were today. Even now, they still hadn't come out. It was as if they were waiting for him to enter the dungeon. Wuxia's mind spun rapidly. Why wait for me to enter the dungeon? In Wuxia's dungeon, no outsiders could enter, so they definitely couldn't do anything. Then the biggest possibility was waiting for me to come out? Wuxia narrowed his eyes slightly. Jiotian servers were very impressive, and the network was stable and fast. However, the network used by the players themselves might not be the fastest. In addition, the structure of the Jiotian world was so realistic and grand, and the amount of data was unimaginable. Therefore, there was a very short delay every time operations, such as teleporting in and out of the dungeon. Moreover, even if there was no delay in the network, people still needed time to react. To suddenly go from one place to another, the brain needed time to react. So they planned to make a move when I come out of the dungeon? Thinking of this, Wuxia's brows furrowed even tighter. Who were these people? Why did they want to deal with him? How many people were there, and how strong were they? Could it be that some streamer wanted to become famous and deliberately forced him to make a move to see the strength of the legendary brother Nameless? Or did they want to drop his equipment? This was also very possible. There were too many possibilities, and these questions could not be answered for the time being. The dungeon had been reset. Wuxia thought about it and decided not to alert the enemy for the time being. He directly entered the dungeon. At least in the dungeon, he was absolutely safe. Fatigue and apprehension about hidden enemies did not affect Wuxia's ability to clear the dungeon. After clearing it so many times, he could run the correct route with his eyes closed. After 36 minutes, Wuxia finished off the real fiery splitting tiger. He put the materials and some of the equipment online, but was not in a hurry to leave the dungeon. He released the 10 beasts from the beast pen and let the other divine beasts out to get some fresh air. Big head, two head, come here. I'll level you up. The water and fire Siamese changed their sad faces and happily ran to Lu Chen's side. Lu Chen smiled slightly and leveled up the two divine beasts to level 10. Hee, now you can fight together again. Lu Chen smiled as he watched the 10 little guys play for a while. Okay, I'm too tired. 7 heads, 3 heads. You guys cultivate your spiritual power here and help them level up. Trying to trick me outside? I'm sorry, you guys can wait a little longer. Damn, I've been playing all night until 11 in the morning. No, I can't take it anymore. As long as Lu Chen did not go offline, he would always be in the dungeon. So, Lu Chen simply put on the helmet and slept. Outside the Tiger King's cave, there were more than 300 people waiting. When they saw Nameless enter the dungeon, they quickly surrounded the exit. Through the translation software, the leaders of many countries could communicate in real time. 10 minutes later. Didn't Nameless clear the Tiger King's cave in 9 minutes? Why is he still out? He should be fighting the hidden boss. How did this guy clear the dungeon alone? Did he find a bug? We've reported to Tianxing, but they said the game can't have a bug. Then they stopped asking. Let's not worry about it for now. Let's wait a little longer. Okay, everyone pay attention. Melee players, make sure the exit is surrounded. Ranged players, get ready to attack at any time. 20 minutes later. Hey, there's no hidden boss in you country? Don't worry. If we're in the same server, our common enemy will definitely be Wuxia. They're like cockroaches, there's a lot of them, and they're hard to deal with. I know, we're working together this time to suppress Wuxia. The second boss needs 30 minutes to clear, but this requirement is too hard to achieve. We're the same as you guys, we've only cleared the first hidden boss at most. Yamada, what about you guys? Same. The 30 minutes barrier is too hard to break. A few of our top guilds have done some research. To clear the dungeon in 30 minutes, a few conditions must be met at the same time. First, a strong tanker and healer combination that can withstand at least 2 waves of elite monsters. Second, a strong DPS that can quickly clear multiple waves of elite monsters. But these 2 conditions are contradictory. The tanker and healer take up 2 spots, and the remaining 3 DPS can't achieve the effect of clearing the monsters quickly. Indeed, some of us can already wield the dark gold sword, but our DPS is still not enough. Yes, unless all 3 DPS players are equipped with Nameless dual swords. 22 critical hit, 160% critical damage. TSK. These stats are too strong. The few captains were having a heated discussion. 40 minutes. Damn, why isn't Nameless out yet? That's not right. It's already been 40 minutes. Let's wait a little longer. Let's see the results of our people in the other regions. The results are quite satisfying. Everyone, let's boost our morale. Chapter 101. A small team of Wuxia players was farming in the 100 Beast Mountain range. Let's not be afraid of wasting potions. This might be the only time we can double the effect. Let's level up as soon as possible. Yeah, now is the best time to level up. Once we level up, we can do the Tiger King instance dungeon and get all kinds of equipment. There's a Dark Moon Wolf over there. I'll go over first. Kill this one. Killed Dark Moon Silver Wolf, level 12. Obtain 183 points of Heaven and Earth Spirit Energy. Wow, 183 EXP for 1. That means we can level up after killing 1,000 of them. Yeah, double the effect is awesome. There were 4 or 5 teams of players leveling up around them. There were quite a number of wolves here. Try not to get into conflict with others. Let's not waste time on such things. We have to close the level gap with the other servers first. At that moment, the team member who went to pull monsters inadvertently looked into the distance. About 200 meters away, a team of players who had been leveling up not far from them was being beaten up by a large group of people. Fuck, who's fighting now? Why did they hide their IDs? However, after looking for a while, he realized that something was wrong. That group of people easily killed that small team. After leaving one person behind, they immediately pounced on another small team. That guy actually has a baby Dark Moon Wolf. The skill he's using now is the Spirit Master Soul Guidance. Soul Guidance was an entry-level skill for Spirit Masters. It could affect the souls of the dead, including players. Once affected by this skill, the player would be considered to be still in battle and would not be able to exit the game. As a soul, they would not be able to call for help. Thus, this skill was known as the Corpse Guarding Divine Skill. The duration of the skill was affected by the Spirit Master's own spirit energy. However, if one did not have enough spirit energy, they could use certain mediums to help and greatly reduce the consumption of spirit energy. This Spirit Master had actually learned a skill. He had already completed his profession change. After players revived, their HP would be very low, and there would be a delay. A skilled Spirit Master with a pet could easily guard 5 corpses. Not long after, the other team was completely wiped out. Fuck, why are these people like mad dogs? Killing people everywhere? Haven't they been bullied enough by the Korean players? Why do they have to kill people in double the time? The group of people quickly moved over. As long as they found a team that was leveling up, they would gang up on them. Not only did he kill people, he even guarded their corpses. Oh no, they're coming this way. That person stopped pulling monsters and quickly ran back. Everyone run. There's a guild killing people. What guild is killing people? Right now the guild is also busy leveling up. Hey, it's just farming. Don't be so dramatic, okay? Acting my ass. Really, let's go. Their strength is extremely terrifying. However, at that moment, a sword mercilessly pierced the player's heart from behind. When they saw the tip of the sword, their faces were filled with shock. A sword spirit cultivator's sword spirit. When they raised their heads, they saw nearly 100 anonymous players charging at them fiercely. Their equipment could be said to be luxurious, and there were many players in the team who had already changed classes. Moreover, their numbers far exceeded theirs. Perhaps it was because they were too excited to kill, but some strange languages appeared among these people. One could tell that it wasn't Wuxia's language. The team leader's ID was Strange Uncle, and his eyes widened. It's a Korean player. They want to stop us from leveling up twice. This team leader also knew that his team couldn't escape. Seeing his teammates being killed and the enemy laughing contemptuously, this team leader was burning with anger. Damn it, how dare they touch our Wuxia players? Brothers, if we can't escape, we'll fight them. Fuck. In Area 284, 2 teams were leveling up together. They were second-year students of Hanjiang High School. Their levels weren't high, both were level 10. They had arranged to level up with 10 classmates who had drawn numbers. Hey Brother Bull, can't you see that we're almost done? Go and pull monsters. I know. It's not easy for me to pull monsters for both of your teams. Monkey, what are you doing secretly with Mei Mei? You're bullying single dogs in public. Come with me to pull monsters. Fuck, what nonsense are you talking about? We're just friends. Okay. Pure. Do you think any of us will believe you? Stop talking nonsense, and come with me to pull monsters. Pull more monsters, and we'll level up. Then, we'll build a small guild for third-year students. How wonderful. Monkey was pulled away by Denyo unwillingly. Not long after, the team members suddenly realized that Denyo and Monkey's avatars had turned gray. What's going on? You can pull monsters to death? I'm impressed. However, not long after, hundreds of anonymous players appeared from behind the slope. They were looking down at the few high school players from a commanding position. The few students were at a loss when they saw these people. The other party's leader waved the blue longsword in his hand. The 100-man army rushed down from the slope, shouting some Southeast Asian language. This group of people was like a gust of wind, sweeping through the 2 teams. Mei Mei, you're fucking crazy. Big Bamboo, fuck you. They're from the foreign server. Fuck, let's fight it out with them. A few minutes later, silence was restored. There were only 8 corpses on the ground, as well as the explosives master, and a sprite master standing at the side. The explosives master had buried explosives beside their corpses. As soon as they revived, they would be blown to pieces. Similar scenes quickly played out in the 300 districts of the Chinese server. More and more players were massacred by the foreign server's high-level players. At 10:45, The double time for everyone to level up suddenly changed. Some of the major streamers were already talking about this matter. In Finglingzi's livestream, these foreign server players are killing people everywhere. Many of our players are not high level, and their equipment is not complete. We can only be killed by them. Finglingzi was very angry. She and her teammates were also ambushed by a group of foreign server players. They did not dare to revive now. The bullet screen was already in a mess. Their levels are very high, and their equipment is good. The guy who killed me actually had a blue weapon. The most disgusting thing is that they actually have people guarding our corpses. They won't let us revive. More and more people are logging in. Didn't the officials say that they would stop using VPN to connect to other countries? How did they get in? I work at the airport. Some time ago, I saw a lot of foreign tour groups coming to the country, more than ever before. I think it has something to do with this. They just don't want us to use the double time to catch up. They're too despicable. The problem is, what about our guild? Are we just going to watch them cause trouble? Don't talk about it. Our guilds are all independent. Moreover, to be honest, our guild's strength is not as good as theirs. Almost every district has two main forces dedicated to suppressing the guilds in the district. Their levels and equipment are ahead, and many of them have changed classes. How did they get so many materials? They can already clear the Tiger King dungeon. We only have Nameless to clear it. Even if he keeps giving out materials, and his dungeon time is shorter than others, he can clear it a few times by himself. They have a large number of guilds. This is incomparable. Damn it, these people are too much. Just because our levels are behind in the early stages, they keep suppressing us. How despicable. Chapter 102. Saying that Wuxia's players were caught off guard was the most appropriate way to describe the current situation. This time, Wuxia's players were completely unaware that the various countries had joined forces to snipe Wuxia's server. Originally, everyone had planned to level up like crazy. Since they were leveling up, many guilds had formed small teams and scattered around to level up. The players did not have large organizations and were evenly distributed. This gave the foreign players the perfect opportunity to take them down one by one. In front of the Tiger King's cave in District 122, let me talk about the current situation. Captain Dahan said, currently the best results are in District 86. There are 2,600 players in Wuxia who have entered the level 10 main city. We only have 200 people and have already killed 540 players. Awesome. We killed 500 of them with less than 1/10 of our forces. Our warriors are all good. Next is District 219. There are 2,200 players in this main city. Our team of 240 people has already killed 520 enemies. Among them, including the Battle Dragon Guild, a professional team that was preparing to occupy an independent area to level up. Wow, District 219 is very strong. That's right. Wuxia's reaction is also quite fast. However, they are completely no match for our warriors in a head-on battle. Good news came one after another. Wuxia had a large number of players. However, when the servers were merged, there were less than 10,000 players in all districts who entered the main city. Now that a few days had passed, there were a few thousand players in each district. This was considered a huge breakthrough. However, when faced with an organized, premeditated, unified command, and enemies who were good at disguising themselves, these defenseless players would find it difficult to react immediately. Once the initiative was taken, it would be even more difficult to turn the tables later. Now, we are using Wuxia's travel tactics to kill their people everywhere and hinder them from leveling up as much as possible. Oh right, there's another piece of good news. Now all over Wuxia, our scattered players are joining our battle and constantly expanding our team. Our suppression will become more and more powerful. After Finglingzi's team was killed, they waited for half an hour before someone came to save them. The Rock Guild and YYF Guild urgently transferred members who could make it back and formed a 120-man team. When the other party saw such a large group of people coming over, they did not fight head-on and immediately retreated. Only then did Finglingzi and the others successfully capture her. These people are so disgusting. We're so far behind in levels, and Tianqing only gave us 10 hours to double the amount. They won't even let us level up. Wenqing said angrily. She had always been good-tempered, but this time, she was infuriated. The Monolith Spear King said, "This is so infuriating. This time we were caught off guard by them. Everyone is dumbfounded. But now that we have organized, let's go find them. How dare they touch our Wuxia server? I'll make them regret it." The enemy was right in front of them in the valley. The 3 regiments of Rock, YYF, and YYF were in hot pursuit. A moment later, everyone arrived at the valley. However, at this moment, a large number of players' faces emerged from the surrounding highlands. There were at least 300 of them. Why are there so many people? I only saw 70 or 80 just now. Oh no, they've changed their IP. Within a short period of time, by switching IPs and logging into different servers, they had the advantage of numbers. Or perhaps they had a mobile force that was on standby. It had to be said that the foreign server players were well prepared. The Monolith and YYF were considered strong in the country, but under the suppression of the enemy's level, equipment, profession, and numbers, they were like turtles in a jar. Oh no, we've been tricked. The Spear King gripped the broken rock tightly. As one of the best equipped players on their side, he was still using the club that Zatches had dropped. In the beginning, the enemy's army had 7 or 8 dark steel golden swords. The commander on the other side smirked and deliberately shouted through the translation software. "As expected, you don't have any brains at all. What a bunch of trash. Let me tell you, this time, we'll double the reward. Don't even think about leveling up your entire server. Don't look at me so fiercely. Look at your trashy equipment. TSK, TSK, TSK. These are all equipment that normal players like us don't even care about, but you guys treat them like treasures. When we kill you later, you'll have to throw them away. Look at your levels. Ha 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 ha. You're a level 12 captain. If you were here, I wouldn't even accept your application to join us. Ayo, you guys only have talisman masters? That's trash. Since you're trash, you should stay where you're trash. Brothers, kill them all. Don't leave a single one alive." Spear King, Divine Light's decision this time was very wrong. However, it had to be said that who would have thought that the foreign server's players would be so well organized, and that they would deliberately think of ways to gather in the Wuxia server? The foreign server's players didn't hesitate to form a team to log into the game in their target country and initiate a battle of such scale. This was definitely the first time since the Jiotian server had been launched. The Spear King turned to look at everyone and bowed deeply to them. "I'm sorry, everyone. My decision was too hasty. I've harmed everyone." Wenqing couldn't help but say, "Spear King, this isn't your fault. None of us expected them to be so cunning." "That's right. Boss, it's fine. At most, we'll just fight. What's there to be afraid of? So what if they have the advantage? We'll still kill them. Today, if they kill one of us, I'll drag one of them down with me." Divine Light patted the Spear King's shoulder. "Spear King, I'm as responsible as you are. However, now's not the time to blame yourself." They started the battle without a declaration. This group of people is too well prepared. They even prepared a mobile force just to deal with a team like ours. They've really put in a lot of effort. Since this battle is unavoidable, let's go all out. The Spear King nodded. He raised his head and looked at everyone. He said loudly, "Brothers, I only have one question. Those who offend the Wuxia." When everyone heard this, their faces turned solemn. Everyone answered in unison. Even the players who were watching Wenqing's live stream seemed to have changed into another person when they heard this. The second half of this sentence was known by everyone in the Wuxia. As long as they heard it, their blood would boil. No matter how far they are, they must be killed. The Spear King nodded. "All right, let's kill them." 120 Wuxia players charged forward in the face of 300 enemies, who were crushing them in all aspects. Half an hour later, this valley called the Beast Spirit Valley was littered with corpses. The 120 Wuxia players did not create any miracles. Even if their skills were excellent, the opponents waiting for them seemed to be professionals. Level 15 against level 12, Black Iron Ghost Gold Sword against Broken Stone. The standard profession change against those who had not. There was no suspense at all. The number of foreign server players had decreased by a lot. It seemed that the mobile force had gone to assist other regions. However, it was still easy for the remaining people to guard the corpses. Looking at the foreign server players who were clearing the equipment and items on the ground and setting up explosives and traps, there were not enough spiritualists. They could only use explosives masters and puppeteers to help guard the corpses. How many Wuxia players had died to make the spiritualists that they had prepared for a long time not enough? In the live stream, everyone looked at the busy foreign server players and was silent. Such battles were still happening in various servers. The saddest ones were those non-professional players. They only wanted to level up, but they were killed to the point that they did not dare to revive. For the first time, Wuxia shed tears during a live stream. Why are they bullying us like this? It's already difficult for us to level up. It's not easy for us to get double the effect. Many people felt the same way. Were the Wuxia players so miserable? They were stuck in the novice village for a few days at the start of the server. Killing monsters was like a festival. Later, they encountered a server-wide mission. They did not level up for almost 3 days. It was not easy for them to get double the effect, but they were still schemed and well planned by the foreign server players. Is there anyone else who can step forward? Wuxia asked, feeling wronged. Suddenly, Wuxia opened her mailbox angrily. From her friends list, she found the name that had been silent for a long time. Solipsistic. Chapter 103. Wuxia sent a mail to Solipsistic. However, the mail was like a stone sinking into the sea. There was no reply for a long time. Mad God, could it be that even you? Wuxia thought that if Mad God was ambushed, it would undoubtedly be a nightmare. At noon, a piece of news came out of nowhere. The foreign server players formed by the alliance of many countries had reached 400,000. This number was shocking. The number of Wuxia players who could enter a level 10 main city was only 1 million. The Chinese server had professional teams, but so did the foreign server. Their level and equipment were even better. Moreover, the biggest problem was that the Chinese server did not organize in advance. They were completely scattered. How could they compete with the foreign server players who had meticulously planned this gathering? As time passed, the number of foreign server players was still increasing. The Chinese server players were getting more and more passive. There were even rumors online that Mad God and Nameless had been killed and spawn camped. At 4 p.m., a large number of foreign server players flooded into Wuxia's official server live broadcast. Double the 10 hours. I wonder how many levels you can level up. If we had such an opportunity, we would at least level up once. Does it feel good? How does it feel to be trampled by 400,000 warriors in Wuxia? I heard that those who can get out of the newbie area are the elites of the elites. In the end, it's 1 million times and 400,000 players. Hahaha, it's really trash. Where's your solipsistic, your Nameless? Why hasn't he appeared yet? Is he dead in some corner and can't be revived? He's trash even with a purple weapon. This is the result of going against us Korean players. Remember this, you filthy dogs. Wuxia was angry and muted these players. However, they seemed to be organized again. One after another, anonymous players came in to show off their strength. Muting? When you were so arrogant on the Triple Sage Golden Cauldron's official website, we didn't mute you. We can't afford to play with you. I'll say this. The Wuxia server is so weak. Solipsistic, Nameless, they're all trash in front of us. We'll always be on top of you. Wuxia wasn't interested in the double event at all. Plus, he had stayed up all night, so he slept until 4:30 in the afternoon. Slowly waking up, Wuxia yawned. A mere 5 hours of sleep was not enough to offset the exhaustion brought about by an all-nighter. Wuxia looked around blankly and immediately asked the 3 questions of his soul. Where am I? What am I doing? What should I do? Fortunately, he soon remembered. Oh damn. Sleeping in an instant's dungeon feels so good. I'm just a little hungry. Wuxia patted his face and looked at the 7-headed and 3 idiots who were cultivating beside him. Oh right. There seems to be someone waiting for me at the door. I don't know if he has left yet. Lu Chen scratched his head. Let's not worry about that for now. Let us take a break first. There was a special message in the mail. It was a reminder that would only appear when a friend sent an email. Lu Chen opened the email. A moment later, Lu Chen frowned and raised his head. In order to prevent Wuxia's players from leveling up, foreign server players massacred Wuxia's players. Every server was in a state of emergency. Normal players were killed to the point that they did not even dare to revive. Foreign server players went to Wuxia's official website in an organized manner to taunt them? How did the world change so suddenly after a nap? Lu Chen opened the official website. All the major streamers were being attacked by foreign server players. Words such as trash, dirty dog, and pervert were constantly spammed on the screen. Especially the two legends of Wuxia's server, Mad God and Nameless. The abuse was overwhelming. Most of the major streamers were killed to the point that they could only exist in soul form. A few streamers did not even dare to come out of the celestial mountain. Lu Chen's expression was a little ugly. In the local server, there was an unwritten rule. If normal players did not provoke professional players would basically not kill normal players. However, in this massacre, whether it was normal players or professional players, they were all killed horribly. At this moment, Lu Chen's phone rang. Lu Chen saw that it was his sister, Lu Yi, and immediately answered the call. Brother. Lu Yi's voice was a little aggrieved. Lu Yi had always been Lu Chen's sore spot. Seeing his sister being aggrieved, Lu Chen was instantly enraged. What happened? Who bullied you? Tell me. Lu Yi hesitated for a long time. Under her brother's interrogation, she finally spoke. Brother. The gravel that the guild gave me just now was dropped. And the poison mist leggings from before was also dropped. Who dropped it? Someone from the foreign server. Brother, for this double reward, I've been training hard for the past few days. It wasn't easy for me to follow the third group to the Celestial Mountain main city. In the end, my equipment was dropped. I don't know how to explain it to the group leader now. Louis had just arrived in the main city not long ago. No wonder he did not see her before. This girl had been busy leveling up for the past 2 days. Perhaps she did not know that he was Nameless' brother. Silly girl. Leveling up without looking at the official website. If Lu Yi did not know, Lu Chen did not plan to take the initiative to tell his sister. He wanted her to work hard, so that she could better adapt to society. Silly girl, don't cry. Isn't it just a few pieces of equipment? Lu Chen comforted her. Brother, you don't understand. These are the guild's assets. After I finish using them, I still have to give them to the people behind me. It's okay, I'll help you. However, Lu Yi was still crying. Brother, those people are too despicable. They didn't camp our corpses like the others. Instead, they hid at the side and waited for us to revive before continuing to kill. They took advantage of their level advantage and beat us until we had a sliver of health before letting us run away. Finally, they used the sword spirit to kill us. They're too despicable. Lu Chen frowned. They were still playing like that. Not only did they kill them, but they also humiliated them, tortured them to death. Most importantly, they had provoked his sister. Blood rushed to his brain bit by bit. Brother, do you know when you're a newbie? They've already taken over the Celestial Mountain. Nameless' brother has been killed. However, Lu Chen did not answer. Instead he asked, where are you? Why? I don't dare to revive now. Otherwise, they'll humiliate us again. It's okay. Tell me, where's your corpse? I'll ask my friends to see if they can save you. I'm in the southwest of the 100 Beast Mountain. 48,144. Brother, forget it. No one can save us now. Don't let your friends take the risk. Lu Chen took a deep breath and calmed himself down. Okay, I got it. After hanging up the phone, Lu Chen seemed to have changed into a different person. Usually, unless he was provoked by friendship, he would be very polite to others. Even if Nameless' brother became famous, he did not change much. However, this time he was furious. Someone killed his sister, and it was tortured to death. It was a torture to death. If he could not even protect his sister, what was the use of his equipment and attributes? 7 heads, 3 fools, and the 10 of you come back. Lu Chen's voice was unusually cold. He called back his subordinates and then went offline. He went to wash his face and move his joints. Lu Chen put on his helmet again. After going offline and going online again, he would be directly teleported out of the dungeon. In other words, if those people who were waiting for him were still there, Lu Chen would be directly among them. Going online meant fighting. Okay, I'll starve a little. Lu Chen stretched his neck. Let's clean up this trash before eating. Connect to the game. Chapter 104. In District 122, a team of 400 Wuxia players was making their way to Tiger King's cave. Before this, Red Heels and the others had done their research and found that their leader had been selling materials and equipment in the trading point throughout the night. They knew that he had another large-scale sale at 11 o'clock, which meant that he had been farming in Tiger King's cave. If they could find their leader in this situation, there might be a glimmer of hope. Hence, Mad Waves risked their lives to rush to Tiger King's cave. Along the way, they were chased by foreign players. 4 of their members died, and only Sheik managed to reach Tiger King's cave with his godlike movement. When he saw more than 300 foreign players camping in front of the cave, he rushed back to the Immortal Mountain main city and relayed the news to the players in the city. Nameless Bro is still alive. This news was like a shot in the arm, instantly reigniting hope in the despairing players. But Nameless Bro is in a terrible situation. There are more than 300 foreign players with luxurious equipment waiting at the entrance of the dungeon. As soon as he exits the dungeon, they'll be able to kill Nameless. Friendship Hell Valley. Soaring Dragon was taken special care of by the foreign players and was severely weakened. However, there were still many small teams and normal players here. They quickly formed a rescue team and set off for Tiger King's cave. After rescuing the 4 members of Frenzied Waves, the leader of this team naturally became the Frenzied Waves Guild. Xiaoming was broadcasting this rescue operation in his live stream. Is Nameless Bro really not dead? Fuck, they even thought of such a method. How despicable. More than 300 top players are surrounding Nameless Bro. They're really going all out. Xiaoming, you must save Nameless Bro. With him around, we might be able to organize a counterattack. Strange, we left the city in such a large number, but no one came to stop us? Jun kept observing the surroundings. As expected, there wasn't a single foreign player. Nua, be careful. Sheik reminded. We just killed the 2 players guarding our corpse. They must know we're here. They knew they were going to save Nameless Bro, but they didn't do anything. This wasn't their style. Red High Heels nodded. Yeah. However, even if they want to ambush us, we can only charge through. Not long after, the rescue team successfully arrived at the open ground in front of the Tiger King's cave. However, the number of people guarding the entrance of the cave was not just 300. It was a dark mass of people. There were at least 700 to 800 people there. They had already sent reinforcements over. Ha, what a bunch of idiots. The leader of the other party looked at the army of 400 people with contempt and laughed without fear. The same tactic can really kill you idiots endlessly. High Heels looked at the man coldly. They already knew that the other party had set up an ambush, but she did not want to explain. The other party's leader snorted coldly. Look at you people. What kind of trash are you? Your professional guilds have already been prioritized by us. And only the old, weak women and children are left to fight? Aren't you just trying to disrupt our plans? I'm sorry, but I'll put it this way. The 350 of us won't move. If you can kill even one of us, we'll lose. The foreign servers' mobile troops were very strong. Even professional guilds had been annihilated by them. Now that they were facing such a ragtag army, they naturally had the confidence to win. One kneeling in 10 steps took a step forward and said angrily through the Jiotian translator, "Fuck your nonsense. More than 300 people are waiting for one person, and you only dare to wait at the entrance of the dungeon. How cowardly are you?" That person's face was a little ugly. He squinted his eyes, and his eyes were filled with murderous intent. Just a bunch of trash. I can't be bothered to talk nonsense with you. Warriors, leave none of them alive. Kill them all. High Heels turned around and said to everyone, "Brothers and sisters, Violent Waves thanks everyone for your support. We might not have a chance of winning this battle. I also know that many of you know that Violent Waves is not nameless. I can't contact the leader. Actually, the reason why Brother Nameless created Violent Waves was to fight the demon subduing tower. We're not, Lung Nua said, and a hint of disappointment flashed in her eyes. We're actually not his friends. However, you were still willing to come. You knew that there was an ambush. You knew that you would die. You even knew that our efforts might not have any effect, but you still came. Because I believe that you, like me, have a thought in your heart. This thought is, Nameless does not die, Wuxia does not perish. Today, even if I'm killed infinitely and spawn camped infinitely, I will have no regrets. With my blood, I summon the god of war. 10 steps, fragrance of flowers, handsome, chic little Ming, and even the remaining players of the major guilds had resolute gazes. Everyone cheered. With my blood, I summon the god of war. The people of TT Guild were also watching Little Ming's live broadcast. Old Peng shook his head. Sigh, the difference in strength is too great. Moreover, they can't even contact him. Perhaps they can only sacrifice themselves in vain. Old Peng also shook his head helplessly. With their strength, they can't break through the other side's blockade. The foreign servers just want to kill them all in one fell swoop, so that they can spawn camp. Damn it, our team is being taken care of. Otherwise, we would have organized reinforcements. Lin Sun said angrily. Now that there are more and more foreign server players, the pressure on the various regions is also increasing. However, at this moment, a voice that was not loud but extremely resolute sounded beside them. No, I believe that they will succeed. I also believe that that person will appear. The person who spoke was Li Qiuning, who had just joined TT. Her eyes were slightly moist. Qiuning, how do you know? I just know. Because he is nameless. He is the nameless who pinned the top guilds of Dahan to the ground. He is the nameless who cleared the Tiger King's cave in 9 minutes. He is the nameless who created miracles. In the video, Wuxia's 400-man army launched a fierce attack on the enemy's defense line. The foreign server players had actually asked the explosives master to set up dark mines in front of the defense line in advance. Before Wuxia's players reached the front, they had already set off a wave of minefields. Boom, 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 boom. A large number of dark mines exploded. Before Wuxia's players reached the front of the enemy, their HP had already been reduced by half. The commanders were experienced, and the players' skills were excellent. Coupled with the advantage in level, equipment and HP, the moment the two armies clashed, it became a one-sided massacre. Kill them all, leave no one alive. Kill all of these dogs. In less than 20 minutes, the entire Wuxia army was killed. Not a single person managed to break through the defense line. However, 10 minutes later, a large number of Wuxia's players revived. After blocking the bomb traps that were set up by the spawn guards, they launched a second wave of attacks on the enemy's defense line. Once, twice, thrice, 4 times, the Wuxia's players dropped countless pieces of equipment. However, everyone was as Bing Nua had said. They were not afraid of death. They revived again and charged forward. Seeing this scene, the players in Xiaoming's livestream fell silent. Suddenly, a person typed out a line of words. With my blood, I summon the god of war. Nameless fucking appear. With my blood, I summon the god of war. Nameless, nameless. Can't you fucking see? With my blood, I summon the god of war. God of war, where are you? The foreign server commander laughed wildly. Ha 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 ha, what a bunch of stupid pigs. It's good that their equipment is exposed. At this moment, a white light descended from the sky. It landed at the entrance of the Tiger King's cave. In the white light, a blurry black figure gradually became clear. He was surrounded by a blue halo. He carried 2 swords on his back. A faint purple aura lingered around them. Everyone recognized those 2 swords. The only purple weapon in the entire server, Tiger Sob. Chapter 105. Not far away, the Wuxia players who were charging saw this light, and actually choked with sobs. The millions of viewers in the livestream actually had tears in their eyes when they saw that light. Li Qianing's tears flowed down uncontrollably. She covered her mouth to prevent herself from crying out loud. He's here. The reason why Brother Nameless did not come out of the dungeon was because he already knew that there were many people blocking him at the cave entrance. Wuxia players did not break through the enemy's blockade. At this moment, the 350 carefully selected experts, who were specially used to deal with him, still surrounded the entrance with 3 layers inside and 3 layers outside. But this time, it was as if he had heard the cries of countless people. He came without hesitation. The god of war had awakened. However, it was not only Wuxia players who saw this light. The foreign server players had waited for 7 hours for this moment. Good timing. It's Nameless. Everyone, concentrate your firepower and turn him into ashes. Even that person's figure did not have time to be completely clear. The apothecary's attack, the explosives master's cannon, the sword spirit cultivator's sword spirit, and the prophet's wisdom spirit beam, gathered on that blurry figure from all directions. The melee professions, pugilists, monks, spiritualists, and puppeteers tamed ghosts, moon wolves, and wooden puppets attacked him. Seeing this scene, the Wuxia players who did not have time to react felt their hearts hanging by a thread. Even if it was only delayed for less than a second, who could withstand this wave of attacks? Was Brother Nameless going to be killed as soon as he arrived? Ha ha ha, Brother Nameless, your legend is going to end in my hands. I told you to come out. You'll die if you come out. The black and blue figure finally became clear. At the same time, a series of damage floated above his head. -1 white words. -1, -1 critical hit. -1 burning cannon. -1 sword spirit slash. -1 burning cannon. -1 wisdom spirit beam. They were densely packed and could not be seen clearly. However, none of them exceeded 1. This is impossible. Impossible. No one can break through the defense. This is impossible. This scene shocked countless people. My God, no one can break through the Nameless defense. Old Pung stood up and looked at the scene in disbelief. Under the attacks of hundreds of players, that person's HP was not even displayed. Without breaking through his defense, they couldn't even see the upper limit of John Doe's HP. The so-called -1 was just to tell the players that they had indeed hit him. As for how much HP they had dealt, it was just for show. Don't tell me this is Nameless strength. In the ESD guild, Xiao Yaofeng leaned back in his chair. None of the 350 people could break through his defense. It was understandable that spiritual attacks couldn't break through his defense. Currently, there were quite a few Shadow Tempest cloaks that had 8 spiritual defense. Nameless also had 2 other blue equipment, the Dark Frost cloak and the Dark Knight trousers. If they also had 8 spiritual defense, then his spiritual defense could reach 24. The foreign player's spiritual attack wouldn't be too high either. After all, levels and spiritual power growth were contradictory, yet unified communities. Their high levels meant that they didn't have much time to cultivate their spiritual power, and killing monsters didn't provide much spiritual power. Normal players would be lucky if they had 10 spiritual power. With the additional 10 spiritual attack provided by low-level skills, it was natural that they couldn't hit Nameless, who had 24 spiritual defense. But what about physical attacks? A level 15 player with a dark steel gold sword and a full set of top-tier equipment could have 170 plus physical attack. With the additional attributes of some close combat damage professions, it could reach 200. His physical defense is over 200? Impossible. We've all seen the attributes of the purple weapon. 56 strength, that's 28 defense. With the other 2 blue equipment, we'll give him 25 physical defense. That means his physical defense is 70 points higher than other top-tier players. At most 150. Sakata Shinwu, the foreign server commander, was equally shocked. How can his physical defense be over 200? Could it be a divine beast? Currently, the only advantage Wuxia had over the other foreign servers was that Wuxia had a divine beast. Until now, the foreign server players still couldn't find a way to activate the quest. One thing that had to be mentioned was that the foreign servers were so afraid of Wuxia players. Other than the large number of players in Wuxia, The divine beast was also very important. How could a divine beast be an ordinary creature? However, out of the 8 divine beasts, 5 were taken by Mad God. Mad God was a mystery, and no one could find him. The other 2 were first taken by the Crown Prince, then intercepted by a mysterious person. The last one was taken by the celestial slayer Xian Yuan, but it was also intercepted and disappeared. Nameless Bro was nameless before, but after the quest he became famous. It was hard not to associate him with a divine beast. Lu Chen didn't expect that some things didn't need him to explain, and others had already found the answer for him. Finally, the short delay ended. The white light dissipated, and the black figure stood in front of everyone. Lu Chen looked calm. He looked at the battlefield in the distance. Wuxia players' corpses were everywhere. Even if they were still alive, many of them had returned to their original state after the battle, and were only wearing beginner's equipment. Lu Chen saw Mad Wave's people at a glance. They were being teased and attacked by 7 or 8 foreign server players. Their health was almost depleted, but the opponents didn't kill them. Of course, maybe it was because of his appearance that the entire battlefield paused, as if the freeze button had been pressed. These guys, how many times had they been killed? Since they knew that they were here to die, why did they still come? Even an idiot could see that they were here to save him. But they couldn't even contact him. There was a high chance that such a sacrifice would be in vain. Lu Chen closed his eyes slightly. Leader. Nameless Bro. God of War. Help us kill them. Our equipment. They destroyed our equipment right in front of us. 10 Steps yelled at the top of his lungs. He was furious and heartbroken. This time, most of the players came from small teams. Although the equipment wasn't very good, it was something that they had worked hard to obtain. Lu Chen was never an emotional person, but this time he was angry. The mountain breeze blew, and his robe fluttered. Lu Chen's lips curled up slightly. He shook his head and said softly, "Idiot." Lu Chen opened his eyes. His eyes were slightly wet. He looked at the Wuxia players and shouted, "Thank you. Got it. Not only the equipment, I'll make them pay back 100 times what you lost." In an instant, Lu Chen's gaze turned cold. He looked at the enemies in front of him. "You guys are quite brave. How dare you behave so atrociously in Wuxia's server? Do you really think that there's no one in Wuxia?" Sakata Kamu's chest heaved up and down. He couldn't help but feel nervous facing this person that he couldn't break through. "Nameless Bro, if you want to fight, then let's fight. There are so many of us, we'll drag you down." Lu Chen laughed coldly. "Drag you down? You're not worthy." In the next moment, Lu Chen raised his arms and held the hilt of his sword with both hands. With a whoosh, the purple tiger whip was unsheathed. Wind Blast. Tiger descends the mountain. Wind Blast. 20% attack speed, 10% evasion speed, 10% movement speed for 10 seconds. 120-second cooldown. Tiger descends the mountain. The next 3 attacks will become a combo, 80% damage, 60-second cooldown. Lu Chen moved like a ghost, and a black shadow flashed in front of Sakata Kamu. 1 hit, 4 strikes. His talent was leveling up, and Tiger Descends the Mountain had a combo effect, which meant that his combo was also a combo. Minus 1010 critical hit. Minus 1010 critical hit. Minus 1008 critical hit. Minus 1008 critical hit. This attack was a critical hit. With Tiger Weep's critical hit bonus, this attack dealt 4000 plus damage. The foreign server players couldn't react in time. Of course, even if they did, they couldn't do anything. They could only watch as Sakata Kamu was killed in 1 hit. Everyone looked at this scene in shock. 4000 plus damage in 1 hit. Was he still human? Was this the strength of Wuxia's God of War? Chapter 106. He killed the foreign server's commander in 1 hit. Some of them did not even realize what had happened. When the foreign server players looked at Lu Chen again, their gazes had changed. What kind of attack power does this guy have? He killed the commander of Shenwu instantly. Another player with luxurious equipment saw that the morale of the troops was shaken and hurriedly shouted, "Don't be afraid. Even if the commander dies, I'm still the vice commander. Listen to my commands, we must." However, this was only the beginning of the massacre. So much nonsense. Lucian did not wait for him to finish, and attacked him 4 times in a row. -344, -296 poisoned, -296 poisoned, -344, -296 poisoned, -296 poisoned, -1052 critical hit, -296 poisoned, -1052 critical hit, -296 poisoned, -1052 critical hit, -296 poisoned, -296 poisoned. The damage that appeared above this guy's head formed a long line. 1 hit 12 damage, a total of 5,160 damage. This was under the condition that there were no critical hits in the first 2 hits. With this damage, the 2 vice commanders would die. The health bar of the vice commander instantly disappeared. Before he could say the last few words, he had turned into a corpse. If the Wuxia players were only fighting with their last shred of faith, their mentality was completely different when they saw Nameless attack. The first attack was 4,000 plus damage, and the second attack was 5,000 plus damage. This damage was beyond everyone's imagination. This kind of damage caused the Chinese players to erupt in anger. Nameless is too strong. What kind of terrifying damage is this? War God has revived. Everyone charge for me. These bastards. When they saw hope, the fighting spirit of the entire support army exploded. The anger that had been accumulated for a long time completely exploded at this moment. On the other hand, the foreign server players were already trembling as they looked at Nameless in horror. Oh my god, this guy is a monster. Why is his attack power so high? Why is his critical hit rate so high? Why is his attack so much damage? Why does he have a poison attack? What kind of attack speed is this? What kind of movement speed is this? He's even scarier than a boss. Lucian was obviously not in the mood to answer these people's questions. The effects of Wind Blast and Fierce Tiger, Descends the Mountain were still there. Lucian raised his sword and slashed down, instantly killing another 2 players. Although everyone knew that this was just a game, when these foreign server players faced this person, they actually developed a mentality that they didn't even have when facing a terrifying boss: fear. Some people had already involuntarily retreated. Lucian snorted. You think you can come and go as you please? Don't even think about leaving today. Icebound roar. All players within a 25-meter radius were instantly frozen by the ice ring. The black shadow scuttled among the crowd. The blue chi followed its master's figure. The purple chi lingered in his hand. Every time he struck, the white and green words appeared one after another. Even though Fierce Tiger Descends the Mountain's effect had disappeared, Lucian could still deal 6 damage with a single attack. Nameless. Wherever he went, he was invincible. Corpses were everywhere. It could deal at least 2,000 plus damage. Xiaoming's livestream was boiling with excitement. Nameless bro, you're so cool. Kill them all. 1/1 kill. These people were shouting so fiercely before, but in front of Nameless bro, they were worse than paper. It's so satisfying to watch. Let them kill our people, let them die. Nameless bro is so mighty. These foreign server players who surrounded Lucian did not even last 2 hits from Lucian. Most of them were from classes that had become fragile after changing their classes. 1/1 kill. In less than 10 minutes, Lucian's surroundings were filled with corpses. After clearing out a few players who were trying to escape, Lucian used Wind Blast and moved quickly to Wuxia's support army. Icebound roar. Another ice ring froze the foreign server players around him. 4 consecutive hits. The enemies in front of the red high heels did not even have time to speak before they were instantly killed with full health. Lung Nua looked at Nameless in shock, but then her eyes were filled with tears. She said with relief, "Leader, you're back. I knew you would come." Lucian nodded and smiled at the red high heels. "Thank you for your hard work. Leave this to me. Gather everyone immediately. You don't have any equipment now, so don't make unnecessary sacrifices. Tell all the scattered players to gather here. I'll make them regret coming to Wuxia's server." Okay. Half an hour later, The main force of 700 people in Area 122 had been wiped out by Lu Chun, and a large number of Wuxia's players could finally be revived. A large number of players flooded into Tiger King's cave. Nameless this time. Thank you, Nether Abyss Valley Master and Dragon Soaring Warsky said. Nameless bro, what do you plan to do next? Lu Chun said. Put all the equipment these people dropped on the ground. Huh. Dragon Soaring Warsky was confused. These people had dropped a lot of equipment. Many people had lost all their equipment to save him. Nameless did not plan to compensate them? Nether Abyss Valley Master understood immediately. Nameless, you can't be thinking of. Lu Chun smiled faintly. That's right. Fishing naturally requires bait. I hope everyone can set their sights on the long term, and not care about the small profits in front of them. Dragon Soaring Warsky was no fool, and quickly understood Lu Chun's idea. So you want to fish? Nameless, don't worry, behind closed doors we'll compete in PK. But in today's situation, we must unite against the outside world. This is our Wuxia's tradition. Yes, Nameless will help you with this. If anyone from Nether Abyss Valley dares to hide a piece of equipment, they'll be kicked out of the guild and hunted down by the whole server. In Area 122, 700 foreign players were wiped out. Of the two large groups, one was specifically sent to snipe Nameless, and the other was a powerful mobile group. Their equipment was luxurious. In Jiutian, there was a hidden attribute, Heaven Dao Points. According to the official description, this attribute was hidden from the player's stats panel. But this attribute was still useful, and could affect their drop rate after death. When they killed a large number of Wuxia players, their Heaven Dao Points were in the negative. But after Lu Chun killed them, their drop rate was much higher. Wild Waves, Dragon Soaring Warsky and Nether Abyss Valley's people quickly collected a large amount of equipment, potions, coins, and materials. Among them were Dark Metal Sword, Dark Shadow Gale Coat, and more than a dozen blue-grade equipment. Not to mention the exquisite tiger fur hat, boots, tiger fangs and tiger skin. They placed the spoils of war on the ground, forming a small mountain. Lu Chun looked, and found that the amount wasn't enough. He took out 2 tiger sobs from his bag, and stuck them in front of the pile of loot. Damn. Tiger sobs. Brother Nameless still has tiger sobs. Damn. There's so much equipment that I'm drooling. This bait. Isn't it a bit too expensive? Now the scene became very interesting. Corpses of foreign servers surrounded them, and in the middle was a pile of loot. There were even 2 tiger sobs that Lu Chun raised the price. Lu Chun sat in front of the pile of loot and said to Xiao Ming, "You're a streamer, right?" Lu Chun had been to Xiao Ming's stream before, but it was under another identity, solipsistic. Xiao Ming still had the word streaming above his head. Xiao Ming's stream was in the top 10 for a long time, and was considered a very famous streamer. But facing Nameless Bro, Xiao Ming was flattered. Nameless Bro, I'm a streamer. There should be a lot of foreign servers watching your stream. And a lot of foreign servers have organized to sneer at popular streams. I have a lot of them here, but I muted them. Lu Chun nodded. Can I trouble you to pass on a message for me? Xiao Ming looked at Lu Chun in surprise. Nameless Bro, what is it? Tell them to clean up the trash here. I'll wait for them here. Chapter 107. The corpses of the foreign server players were there, but no one dared to revive. There was a small hill of equipment in the middle of the corpses, especially the 2 purple tiger tears. In front of the equipment, Nameless was sitting on the ground. The popularity of Little Ming's livestream kept increasing, and it instantly reached the top of the official website. In fact, there was no need for Little Ming to say anything. The fans in the room were already spamming the screen. Foreign server trash, the equipment is here. Come and get it if you have the guts. Didn't you claim to have 400,000 elites? You 400,000 elites can't be afraid of Brother John Doe alone, right? So you only know how to fight people with lower equipment levels than you. When you meet someone powerful, 400,000 people are more cowardly than dogs. Aren't you here to spam the live stream? Why is no one talking now? You must have peed your pants. On the 8th floor of a business hotel in Sea City, there were more than 30 players gathered here. From their appearance, they were all Asians, but their skin color and temperament were different. At this time, they were all watching Little Ming's live stream. Through the built-in translation software in the quantum helmet, they could achieve real-time communication without entering the game. That guy is so strong. We were careless. What do we do now? Do we save them or not? Of course we save them. A Korean speaker stood up angrily. Are you going to let him trap our elites in the Wuxia server forever? Of course I don't mean that. If we want to save them, we need to plan carefully. At this time, someone sent a message. Leaders, we just received news that a large number of our scattered players have started to log in to Area 122. What? Are they crazy? You can't blame them. Nameless is too sinister. Not only did he kill people, but he also left the equipment there. The temptation of 2 tiger tears is too great. If many people go, they might be lucky enough to get it. Moreover, many people can't stand being provoked by him, and went without thinking. Damn it. This guy wants to lure all of us there. We can't let any more people die. Gather the people from other areas immediately. A strange phenomenon occurred in various areas of the Wuxia server. The foreign server players who were originally wreaking havoc there went offline one after another. Seeing this phenomenon, the players who were camped quickly revived. In Feng Lingzi's livestream, everyone was discussing. They must be going to Area 122. Thereafter Brother Nameless. A lot of people have already gone to Area 122. There are limited manpower in Area 122. We can't let Nameless fight alone. Everyone, hurry up and organize yourselves. We're going to provide support. The battles started from the various districts and gradually concentrated in District 122. Area 122 had become the focus of this battle. From 6:20 p.m. onwards, small groups of foreign server players began to log into Area 122. At 6:45 a.m., some Wuxia players logged into Area 1221, after another after reorganizing their lineup. The number of people online in this area continued to climb. 100,000, 120,000, 150,000, 200,000. The area in front of the Tiger King's cave became the focus of attention. All the players from Wuxia who were able to reach the main city of the Celestial Mountain were all gathered here at this moment, and there were constantly players from other servers charging towards this place. However, no matter how hard they tried, they were unable to break through the last line of defense. Nameless was guarding the core of the battlefield. As the number of deaths continued to climb, the surrounding corpses had already piled up like a mountain, and the pile of equipment behind Nameless was even more amazing. At 6:55 a.m., the battle finally entered the final stage. The main forces of the foreign server consisted of a total of 1,224 guilds from 7 countries. The terrifying army of 200,000 people collectively logged into Area 122. Just 5 minutes later, led by the Wuxia Gaming Alliance, Wuxia's 1831 guilds, a total of 340,000 people, collectively logged into Area 122. In addition to the small teams from both sides spontaneously heading to Area 122, the number was equally shocking. At 7 o'clock p.m., the number of people online in Area 122 exceeded 900,000. This number was still rapidly increasing. The two armies finally launched the final attack and defense battle in Area 122. Now Lu Chen's fishing plan had completely succeeded. Not only did he catch the fish, but he also caught all of them in one fell swoop. Thus, there was no need to place the bait there anymore. At this moment, the Ironblood army had just arrived at Area 122. Nameless, Lu Chen nodded at Li Muhua. It's good that you're here. You and Sister Nua can distribute the dropped equipment. The final battle has already begun, and the foreign players won't be leaving. Okay. Alright, Nameless, put away Tiger Sob. No one here can guarantee that they won't drop it except for you. It's a huge loss if you lose it. Li Muhua tossed 2 Tiger Sobs to Lu Chen. Lu Chen thought about it. Li Muhua was right. Tiger Sob could not be lost. Leader, be careful. Lung Nua looked at Lu Chen worriedly. Lu Chen probably did not hear her, as he walked straight to the center of the battlefield. Don't worry, that guy is crazy. Li Muhua comforted her. He knew Nameless' other identity. Mad God was an existence that could farm snake tide a long time ago, when people were still unable to pass through the poison fog forest. At the front line of the battle between Huaxia's players and the foreign players, a dozen or so Korean players suddenly widened their eyes in horror and looked behind the Huaxia players. Even if it was a battle between millions of people, that person could still easily become the focus of everyone. His equipment was too eye-catching. Tiger King's three-piece blue equipment set. His black outfit made him look even colder and more ruthless. Coupled with the only purple equipment set in the entire server, Tiger Sob, which was surrounded by purple aura, his appearance was like the arrival of the Grim Reaper. Lu Chen looked at his status and saw that he had an additional buff. Night Demon. Permanent 10% movement speed and 10% evasion at night. Coupled with Lu Chen's 29% movement speed and 400-meter vision, he was really like a demon in the middle of the night, shuttling through the enemy's formation. Tiger descends the mountain. Frozen Roar. Blue Flame True Fire. Wherever the black figure passed, no foreign player could last more than 2 seconds. After killing the enemy, he appeared in another place like a ghost. Crazy Slaughter. Too scary. That guy. Is a divine beast really that strong? 400,000 people can't do anything to him. How could such a scary monster appear in Huaxia's server? Even Huaxia's players trembled when they saw that person. What the fuck? Nameless really can kill a kid with one slash. He's too strong. How did he manage to deal so much damage in one hit? I finally believe it now. The Celestial Mountain, the Twin Towers, and the Tiger King's cave are too easy for him. I even suspect that he didn't use his full strength. You can't say that. The reason why he's invincible is that no one can break through his defense. The monsters in the dungeon have more than 200 attack. As long as they can break through his defense, Nameless isn't invincible. But no matter what, this guy is really ridiculously strong. I can only say luckily he's on our side. Stop talking nonsense. If not now, when are we going to take revenge? Let's kill those fuckers. Kill. Under the lead of Nameless, the morale of Huaxia's army was high. Countless Huaxia's players, despite their huge equipment and level disadvantage, were able to defeat the foreign server's army. Huaxia's people are crazy. They can't hold on any longer. Where's the army commander? The foreign server's players turned around to look. A bloody path had been left behind them. Someone had already killed his way to the center of the army, pointing his sword at the enemy commander. Chapter 108. The battle was in full swing, and the number of corpses on the plains was incalculable. At that moment, Lu Chen had already reached the center of the enemy's army. Tiger descends the mountain. Nameless attack speed increased rapidly, and the next 3 attacks became a combo attack. The surrounding foreign server players could not withstand such terrifying damage, and a few of them instantly fell to the ground. Nameless. The commanders in charge looked at the person in front of them, and their eyes twitched. Hundreds of thousands of soldiers could not stop one person. Lu Chen looked coldly at the 30 or so people in front of him. You're the mastermind behind this attack on Huaxia's double time? A Yamato player stood up and signaled the people around him to stop attacking, as they could not win anyway. That's right, it's us. Nameless, what do you have to be so arrogant about? You just have a divine beast's buff. If we had a divine beast, you wouldn't be so arrogant. Lu Chen already knew that many people thought that he became so strong because of the divine beast's buff. But in reality, the divine beast did not buff the owner at all. Or at least Lu Chen's 10 little guys did not give him any buff at the current stage. In reality, his buff was more terrifying than any divine beast's buff. Of course, it was best that others were willing to say so, as it would save him the trouble of explaining. If Huaxia did not have a full server mission, do you think your level would be so much higher than Huaxia's? Lu Chen said coldly. A Grand Han commander also stepped forward and stared at Lu Chen. Nameless, what do you have to be so arrogant about? So what if you wipe us out? Your double time is almost over, and we have achieved our goal. You are the losers in the end. Level 15 is a key level. With the blue equipment from the Tiger King dungeon, our development will be faster and faster, and the difference in level between your local server and ours will only increase. In Jiutian, there are endless fortuitous encounters. You have one now, but when our level increases, there will be more opportunities for fortuitous encounters. By then, can you still be so arrogant? That's right. We have achieved our goal, so what if you make us lose all our equipment? With our levels, we can get new equipment very quickly. Even if we take 10,000 steps back, so what if we are completely annihilated? The players from our local server are still stronger than you. After the servers are combined, you will know what the general trend is. Ha 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 ha. Lu Chen snorted disdainfully. We haven't even merged yet, and you're already here to slaughter us. Are you that afraid of our Wuxia? Originally, this was just a game. I didn't intend to take it seriously, but looking at your arrogant looks, it's obvious that you haven't realized your mistake. I have no choice but to teach you a lesson. Before I kill you, remember my words. Within 5 days, bring compensation and apologize to all Wuxia players. The Korean player could not help but laugh. Nameless, aren't you too naive? Apologize with compensation? Do you think we'll apologize? And he even had to bring compensation? Ha 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 ha. Nameless, I think you're just a little lucky and got some fortuitous encounter. But you're actually an idiot. Dream on. None of us will apologize. The others also expressed their stance. You can kill us but apologize? Impossible. You're very strong today, but sooner or later, someone will send you to your death. Lu Chen was not angry but laughed instead. I bet that someone will come to apologize in 5 days. Alright, that's all I have to say. You can die now. The great battle lasted for more than 4 hours. In the end, the Wuxia players finally took control of the battlefield with their absolute advantage in numbers. In this battle, the corpses of the foreign server players piled up like mountains and dropped a lot of equipment. They were also camped by the Wuxia players and could not be revived. They were being treated the same way as they treated the Wuxia players previously. In the end, the foreign server players had no choice but to change their IP when they died and leave the Wuxia server to return to their own server. The officials had reminded the players that going offline after death would cause the character to be weak for a few hours, not to mention changing their IP when they died. In this situation, there was a high chance of losing equipment and inventory items. Unless it was a last resort, the players would not choose this method. This group of foreign server players was also unyielding. They would rather run back to their own country naked than bow down to the Wuxia players. At this point, the incident of the foreign server blocking the Wuxia server's double reward finally came to an end. The next day, other regions reported this important incident one after another. The views of the foreign media were surprisingly unified. They all thought that the Wuxia server had suffered a crushing defeat in this battle. Although the Wuxia server's players had defeated the Wuxia server's players in the final battle, wiping out the entire foreign server's army and causing them to drop a large amount of equipment, it was only a return of the favor. After all, the foreign server's players had killed a large number of Wuxia server's players before. The most important point was that the foreign server army had achieved their goal. They had successfully made Wuxia's 10-hour double reward go up in smoke. This time, the foreign media's evaluation was not baseless. Even the players on Wuxia's side were unhappy. Sigh. They used 400,000 people to control the entire Wuxia server, causing the level of the top players to be suppressed by a lot. Although the players in the novice area leveled up quickly, our top players did not. I'm afraid we will still be defeated in the future. This result is not bad. At least we have saved some face, and let the foreign players know that the Wuxia server is not that easy to come to. Yes, and we also saved a lot of equipment. The equipment that they dropped was of a higher level. We still managed to turn the tables in the final battle. After sleeping for 10 hours, Lu Chen slept until noon the next day. It was not easy for him to adjust his mental state. After washing up, Lu Chen went downstairs to have a sumptuous lunch. After that, he did not even do his daily exercise and hurried back to his residence. Looking at the information on the official website, The results were not out of Lu Chen's expectations. The leaders were right. No matter what, they had achieved their goal. He could not reverse time and restart the double time. Although Wuxia's side won the final battle, they lost the double time. The players on the forum were not very happy. On the contrary, the few countries around Wuxia were in an uproar on the internet. Warriors, well done. Wuxia's double time is gone. They can't catch up with us now. Awesome. Everyone, think of a way to compensate these warriors with equipment. We can't let them bear all the losses. It seemed that the whole country was celebrating. Lu Chen shook his head. They really forgot what I said as soon as they turned their heads. Is this over? You guys are too naive. After saying that, Lu Chen adjusted the VPN and changed to Dehan's IP. I'm not fucking transferring money. I'm doing this kind of thing. Damn. My brain is damaged. After putting on the helmet, Lu Chen said self-deprecatingly, forget it. I have enough money for the house anyway. It's time to let them know this. Those who offend Wuxia will be killed no matter how far away they are. You're tuning in to the Li Mei's Wuxia Whispers YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support. And don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.